people, it's me. I think it's about time I made an intro, so here goes. On my channel, I talk about being Black and managing mental health, so I'm just going to walk you through my personal journey so you can fully understand my passion. I've been like this ever since I can remember. Sometimes I'm vocal, sometimes I'm not. One of my high school teachers finally noticed some potential underneath it all and decided to help me hone into it. The only problem is, men started seeing it too. Insert ex-husbands, who were great initially. He was providing. I started getting more attention. He didn't handle it well. I had a little fun modeling in college. But after studying, I wanted us to have fun. College parties were supposed to be for networking and having fun. But those dudes in the back right there, yep, he wanted them gone. So I'm not the registrar, so I didn't know what he wanted me to do about it. I read some books or whatever. Figured out that maybe womanhood is the answer. I told myself I'd give it a shot. I cooked other things. Then I cut my hair short for transformative purposes. Fought off thoughts, wished people would, and I was very proud of myself. Until he felt like this was a problem. We disagreed, so I had to remind him what vows are for.
I didn't say sell me. I said you.
Anyway, I went to hang out with the girls, get back to the boss me we all know and love, question myself. Then I got into some musical endeavors. I had a little trouble finding my niche, but the fast life got boring, so okay, so what next? It's going through the motions, just being there, but over it. Insert baby daddy. I was cynical, but I went for it. Why not? Yeah, then I regretted it. Started my natural hair and nail journey. Now I'm just out here trying to avoid poverty, giving advice, saving money, devoting my time to being Black, elevating my career, missing my bestie, eating right now. Arguing with certain chicks, trying to make this lady happy so I can glow again. To be continued. Hello everyone. I have today here with me Solo TV 84. And so what we're doing here today in this stream is we're building on the last crypto stream that we had. I think it's very important for us to be able to understand what is going to be new in terms of finances, and we can practice wealth building and basically becoming more independent as a nation and a culture. So welcome, Solo TV 84. Anything you want to say to the people?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I'm not going cap. That intro threw me for a loop. Very, very original, if I may say so. Thank you for having me here. I'm excited to talk about crypto, and yeah, let's get this started.
Okay, so cammed up. Hello, people. Welcome, everybody. If I didn't get a chance to say hello, so pay attention. I'm learning something new here. Last time we had a guest and they talked to us about like the basics. What is cryptocurrency and why is it important? Why is it something that people are going to? How does that relate to the future? Like, why is this a thing? So today, I know Solo TV 84 has come prepared, everybody. He has a PowerPoint that he's getting ready to lecture us from. This is instruction here today, right? So no disrespect in the chat. And also, if you guys come up now, Solo, at the end of the PowerPoint, do you have time like for questions and answers?
Yeah, of course. I mean, so this PowerPoint I got, I don't know if you want me to. This is more like the history of
Okay.
cryptocurrency and how it came about, and some of the players and how it works. I mean, is that cool?
Yes, that's perfectly fine
Okay.
because we didn't go over that last time. But you mentioned on your stream that I was in, you mentioned a different name for crypto that I hadn't heard before. I heard Bitcoin, I heard Ethereum, but there was one that you mentioned that I had never heard. So maybe you can answer like what is that and what's the difference between all of them?
Yeah, there's a lot of them. Yeah, and I'll keep it simple because there's over 10,000 different cryptocurrencies. So
Oh
I'll
Lord.
keep it simple, and I'll show you a trick on how to navigate as best as possible. So yeah.
Okay, at least now I know what cryptocurrency is. So now you can talk to us, like you said, about how to navigate it, which one to pick, what's the difference. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
certainly.
So I'm ready when you are. You ready for the
Okay.
power?
So you actually have to put up my PowerPoint on screen. So this is a PowerPoint I've made called History of Bitcoin and Cryptocurrency. It's also part of I have one like this on my course as well. It's very similar, actually, not really different. So we're going to get into this here a little bit because I do have a cryptocurrency course that I do where I teach people how to invest into cryptocurrency. So, and if, oh, by the way, if you have any questions, feel free to stop me at any time. Okay. So that's cool.
Okay, and then you know what, Solo? So also, if you type in the chat, I'm gonna give you a wrench so that you can put the links to your courses in there because I didn't know you had actual courses on this. So you teach actual courses on how to understand this and what to do with your money.
Yeah. So basically my course, teaches how to, research a cryptocurrency, how to store it in your ledger and your tracer, your cold wallet, how to research it, the history, all of that. And it's a course basically that is videos that are professionally edited, and it's not like you only have 10 hours to finish the course. It's a lifetime um access membership because the crypto market, as you probably already know, it's ever changing. It changes very fast, so the course is updated on a frequent basis, and I also talk about different coins and stuff like that. So
Okay, so I'm
mhm.
on mute and I'm listening.
Okay, cool. All right, so thank you once again for having me on. So today we're going to talk about, to begin with, the history of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and why Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the one that everybody knows the most about, right?
Hmm.
Bitcoin is kind of like the OG. It is the OG of crypto because it's the first. And if it wasn't for Bitcoin, none of the others would exist. So here we go. So, what is Bitcoin and who created it? So, basically, Bitcoin is a digital currency created in January 2009 following the housing market crash. And if anybody's over the age of 25, you should remember that. That's when.
Barely. I'm 26, so I barely remember that.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. So, that was when the economy went down and, things got tough. That was during Obama got the brunt of that, but it started before, so we can technically blame Bush, but I'm not here to talk about politics.
Right.
um so following the housing market crash, it follows the idea set out in a white paper by the mysterious Satoshi Nakamoto. The identity of the person or persons who created the technology still a mystery. Bitcoin offers the promise of lower transaction fees than traditional online payments mechanisms, and is operated by decentralized authority. So basically, what that means is that it's faster than your standard transactions. So, for example, Topaz, you ever been to a store, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, let's say you go to like Walmart, they take your money fast, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, if you return something, you ever wonder why does it take 3 to 5 business days to do that, right?
Exactly. They take it out your account at that very moment, but to get it back is not when I give you the product back. It's 3 extra days, and they say it's because of the bank.
That is true. It is because of the bank. Because what people don't realize is when you look at your bank account, say you got $10,000 in your bank account, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have 10,000, but what you don't know is that the bank is using your money and playing with it, so to speak. And by that I mean they are, giving
They're
out
investing
loans.
it and loaning it out to people, and that's why they give you a small crumb of what they make off of you leaving it in a savings account or a CD.
Exactly. And a lot of people don't know that. Exactly. Crypto gets rid of all of that where basically you are your own bank, right? So if you have one Bitcoin, you have one Bitcoin and nobody's playing with it unless you do something known as staking. Well, you can't stake Bitcoin, but there are cryptocurrencies that you can, stake, meaning that you put them away and then you can earn interest on them, right? And we'll
Mhm.
talk more about that too here in a moment.
Okay.
So let's talk about who Satoshi Nakamoto is. As I mentioned, his identity is a mystery. There are many theories who who Satoshi is. Some people think that was created by the CIA to implement digital currency to the masses. So like a psyop.
Hmm.
However, this is nonsense because the government creating Bitcoin does not make sense for them to do so. The government would rather control currency, meaning have it be centralized, than decentralized. And the government actually is trying to come up with their own coin. It's been some words have been called Fed coin, American coin. So there are many different theories. Some people think the Chinese created it. Um, I don't know. I
Okay.
mean, you know, people who supposedly were Satoshi. Let's get into that. So this guy, his name is Dorian Nakamoto Satoshi. Newsweek released an expose on his birth name. This was a few years ago, back in 2015, 2014. He's a 64-year-old gentleman from California. He was a retired physicist as well as an educated engineer. And he was suspected because, he worked for the military and did classified work. He
Hmm.
has publicly stated he has never invested in cryptocurrency, nor is he the creator of Bitcoin. The crypto community, Topaz, felt so bad for him getting doxxed that they gave him 102 Bitcoin at the time. It was reportedly worth $1 million.
And
Had he hold,
now,
if he held on to it, it would be worth over 5 million. But
yeah.
he cashed that out ASAP. So he's not the creator of Bitcoin, but he certainly knew how to cash that out. I'll tell you that.
Well, he didn't trust it. It looked like because he kind of was like, "Nope, just give me my cash now."
Yeah, yeah, and so think about it. Everybody thought because if you look at his credentials, he's a physicist, an
Hmm.
engineer. He worked for the military on classified projects. He fits the profile of like somebody who could come up with Bitcoin, right?
Well, wait.
And
Okay, so what does? Okay, so I thought Bitcoin was more from somebody that had lived a life with math and computers. What does physics and engineering have to do with
so
Bitcoin?
so engineers deal well. It depends what type of engineer he is. So I forgot, but
Okay.
physicists they deal with a lot of probabilities and future stuff, right? And if you
Mm-hmm.
think about it, Bitcoin, even though it was created in 2009, it was ahead of its time. So the technology was there, right? However, there wasn't mass use for it because at that time, nobody really knew in 2009 about it besides a few people. You know what I mean? And so
Mm-hmm.
and he worked on a government project too, where I believe they worked on a uh, some sort of a psyop because some people think that Bitcoin crypto is a psyop where they're trying to induce the masses into using digital currency. But basically, a physicist is and I'm reading this from Wikipedia, is a scientist who specializes in the field of physics encompasses the interactions of matter and energy at a length and time of scale. So they deal with the universe, but they also deal with concepts that are futuristic. So you ever watch Star Trek and stuff like that?
Yeah.
What's that one black guy? He's a famous physicist, Dr. Neil Tyson, I believe.
Yeah. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah. He's a famous physicist. So it's science, but it's also the possibility of what could be. Does that make sense? Like the
Yeah.
future.
So
And
they probably would come up with the concept in physics, and then engineering would, depending on what kind of engineering, he could put together the logistics of how mining and all that will work.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. And not that it's a secret, but I'm kind of like I'm into sci-fi. I don't know what you into, but I like watching these Back to the Future type sci-fi where they time travel. I was just watching one on Netflix called The Myth. It's like a Korean sci-fi. And the reason why I like to watch them is because, you know, I mean, I'm pretty sure. Okay, Topaz, I'm not trying to take this left, but just to give you an insight of my nerd
Go
mind
ahead, because it sounds
is
interesting. Keep going.
is like, have you ever thought about what you would be doing 5 years from now? Because think about it. Think about where you are today and what you were doing 5 years ago. I bet you what you're doing today is completely different in your life.
It is, but I did know what I was going to be doing 5 years later. And I have an idea of what I'm going to be doing 5 years in the future because I'm a planner.
Right. But 5 years ago, were you on YouTube?
No, not at all.
No, exactly. Like,
Yeah, now that's a surprise. I didn't know about that.
yeah. So, I mean, and that's the funny thing about life, right? We can plan for what we think we're going to do. But one thing I've learned is it doesn't always end up like that, right?
Right.
So moving on, there's been other men. This guy named Craig Wright, he's the definition of a clout chaser. So Wright is a highly educated scientist from Australia. Wright wrote a blog. Now here's the creepy part though. He wrote a blog in the early 2000s and he had the Bitcoin white paper up on his blog before it was even public, long before it even circulated. So Wright claims to have Satoshi's public keys. However, they were found to be backdated. So he's not Satoshi, to put it simply. Wright is currently active in the crypto community. He's a chief science officer at nChain, a blockchain solutions business that serves enterprise customers. I don't know
He
how.
probably knew about it, but I doubt that he created it, though.
No, I don't think he created it. And if he created it, this is what people don't realize. Satoshi left, I believe, 100 bitcoins to himself, or which are worth a lot of money right now, and they've never been touched. If he was really Satoshi, he could touch it, move it from one wallet to another, but he hasn't been able to do that. So that's why a lot of people don't think it's him. Another person is Nick Zabo. He's from Russia. He's a computer engineer and a legal scholar. He's credited with pioneering the concept of smart contracts in the 1996 paper. So smart contracts, we'll talk more about that, but that's what Ethereum deals with. Deals with legalities, real estate deals and stuff like that. In 2008, he conceptualized a decentralized currency he called BitGold, a precursor to Bitcoin. Szabo has publicly denied being Satoshi for years. So he came up with this BitGold concept in 2008. And then a year later, it was Bitcoin. So there's a lot of weird anomalies or similarities. And this guy, Nick Szabo, is a genius, technically, you could say. But, and once again, I'm not trying to make this about me, but I think, here's what I think. I don't think Satoshi is one person, but I don't think Satoshi is a government entity either. I really don't know. Because if Satoshi, let me put it to you like this, Topaz. If Satoshi is one person, then he's like the modern day version of Einstein.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know any smart person that doesn't want to get their credit. Because smart people, they tend to have egos too. But once again, it's just all speculation, right?
Right. Well, now you know that there is one type of person that doesn't want to take the credit is if they feel like it's going to be too much to deal with. So can you imagine like the death threats, people kidnapping you, trying to make you mine them Bitcoin for them to have and stuff like, so they probably felt like, look, this is going to be a big deal and I just want to live my regular life. So maybe, I don't know, but I do agree it's not one person. And I feel like the government wouldn't have done it because they were fine with the way banks were then. So why would they create something that they didn't get a part of?
Right. So what I'm thinking, and this is my theory, I'm not saying I'm right. I think that it was a, a shadow government, so to speak. So what I'm saying is it wasn't like done by the USA, but maybe they had like a different division to tell them to come up with this. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that this division could be from another country, like I said. They put it out there to see if it would take, and then it took faster than they thought it would, and it evolved. Now that's my theory, because you
Okay.
got to understand, to make something known as Bitcoin, you have to not just be a good software engineer, but you got to be good at being a data analyst, a cryptographer, a scientist. I mean, Bitcoin isn't just like, okay, you're just good at coding, right?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be good at different things. So with Bitcoin, there's no physical coins that I give you or you give me like cash. Balances are kept on a public ledger that everyone has transparent access to, along with all Bitcoin transactions. However, these transactions, it doesn't say, like, let's say, you know, your boyfriend or your husband, Topaz, goes to the store to buy you some lingerie for your anniversary. It's not going to say went to Victoria's Secrets, right? It's done
Mm-hmm.
in codes and known as hash. And basically, Bitcoins are not issued or backed by any banks or governments, nor are individual Bitcoins valuable as a commodity. I know what you're thinking. Wait, this isn't backed by any banks or governments, nor controlled. How is it safe to use? Okay, so
And let me ask you this question because okay, so um I was under the impression that the ledgers are not public, and that's one of the reasons why people started to buy it is because they didn't want to they didn't want to have to answer to how much Bitcoin they have.
okay, so you're talking about the wallets.
Okay.
So here's the thing. So your wallet has an address which is encrypted, right?
Mm-hmm.
And nobody knows who the wallets belong to. So the best way to think of it like your wallet. However, every wallet has a wallet address, right? And typically the wallet address is about 21 digits or mixed with numbers and digits. However, if you're the wallet, and now we're going to get into something that might scare some people. People can, since everything is public and it's in numbers and codes, people can see what money's being sent to and from the wallet. This keeps everything transparent, but it doesn't say your name. So, for
Okay.
example, if let's say you're moving millions, then you consider what they would call a whale, right? Because a whale has a lot of Bitcoin or funds that they can move. But it's not like your wallet says, "My name is Topaz Presents." No, it's in code. And so people can't figure it out. However, some wallets do move a lot of money, and let's keep it real. People do pay attention when there's certain wallets that are active because there's some wallets that tend to move a lot of money. Like you
Mm-hmm.
and me, they're not gonna care if I move my little $1,000 here or $2,000 there. Nobody really cares. But
Mm-hmm.
let's say it was like $200 million or $20 million or even $2 million, then you're gonna get people's attention. And I'm glad you brought this up because this is great for transparency as well. So, Topaz, and I'm not, once again, but this ties into what I'm trying to say because I'm not trying to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but
No, go for it because I want to
but we
know.
know we know that the government uses taxpayers' money to elicit illegal activities. Let's keep it
Yeah.
real. Um, what's the one? MK Ultra?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody? What about what they did in Alabama with where they were giving black people syphilis? So the
Tuskegee.
government has been known to fund illicit activities they don't want the public to know. On the
Mm-hmm.
ledger, it won't necessarily say, "Oh, the government is using $5 million for something illegal," but these crypto um, enthusiasts, as I like to call them, certain wallets, if they belong to a company or not. Because sometimes people also they tell on themselves, like, if, like, for example, if you go on my channel, it has my Bitcoin address if somebody wants to donate. So okay, that address belongs to Solo. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But see, I always keep more than one. So if somebody tries to hack it, you ain't gonna get nothing because I'm sure I'm just
Nice.
saying, you know. Okay. So how does Bitcoin work? So Bitcoin is protected by blockchain, which is the technology behind it and other cryptocurrencies. Blockchain is a highly advanced ledger that keeps record of digital transaction. It keeps all records on file, hence no need for a bank. So that's where the trust comes in, the transparency. So by organizing the data in batches called blocks, these data batches are encrypted and validated to put them together. So that answers your question on a more scientific point. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's the blockchain is public, but it's encrypted. Makes sense. So it
Yeah. So you can have access to it, but you have to know what you're looking at. And then I guess this is so that like people can't just say, "Hey, I happen to have 200 Bitcoins. Can I purchase this house or this land or whatever?" And then the Bitcoins don't exist. So yeah, it has to have a source to make it legitimate.
exactly. So what we do now is we trust the bank, right, to verify transactions and whatnot. But and this is why banks don't like crypto. There's no need for them because of the blockchain technology,
Mm.
and that's why banks are big mad.
So
So block,
computers are taking banks' jobs too. Not all the people in it, but also the company and the owners. Okay.
yeah, and on top of that, it's the technology behind this. You know what I'm saying? So blockchain records transactions when a purchase is carried out. The ledger records it and sends it out to the entire network, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so on the next slide, I basically have a picture on how it works. So one party requests a transaction, right? Let's say this is you on your iPhone. And then basically, since Bitcoin is peer to peer, that's what P2P stands for. Requested transactions are funneled into the P2P network broadcast to each individual computer or node. So, what that means, Topaz, is it's not one computer that's verifying the transactions, right? It can be up to multiple different, hundreds of different computers, even all over the world, right? It doesn't like that. So that way, number one, it's not easily traceable.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, it's not hackable, right? You want security, and that's what Bitcoin does. So individual nodes receive the request and validate the transactions using an algorithm, right? And so then once it does that, approved transactions then get added on to the blockchain. So think of this as the ledger, and then
Mm-hmm.
this is a
And that's
block that
mine.
gets added on to the ledger. But
Mm-hmm.
if you look at it, and this is a metaphor, obviously, right? It doesn't say, let's say I send you $100 to get your nails done, right? I
Yeah.
send you $100 to get your nails done. It doesn't say Solo TV84 sent Topaz $100 to get her nails done. It just shows a transaction that money moved from a wallet with the wallet would be the wallet address, which is in numbers and letters, to your wallet, which would be in numbers and letters, and then it would show the amount in regards to if it's Bitcoin or Ethereum, 0.005 or point 5 or whatever, but it doesn't say for what it's for. So there's
Well, they don't need to know all
transparency.
that anyway. They being nosy now.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, I did not send Topaz $100 to get her nails done. So
Or
just
did you? No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I would probably send you crypto first. But
And you know
anyway,
what? But hey, look, we did get and speaking of which though, seriously, we have been getting not cash apps, but crypto through Cash App for our streams and stuff. So I like that idea because we're actually just gonna keep it in there and see what happens.
and that's a good idea because that let's say somebody sends you $10 in Bitcoin Cash App. If you hold it and then 2 months later Bitcoin goes to 120 bucks, that $10 now is $20. So you actually letting your money multiply and whatnot. Now obviously we know the market goes up and down, but the longer you keep it in, the more value it gains over time. Yeah.
And you know what, Solo, I'm gonna go ahead and be transparent too. So I had been hearing people say all of this, and I had bought some Bitcoin last summer, and I was like buying like $10 or so every week every weekend. And then so around January, like stuff started to happen. It was moving a little too much. I had the alerts on my phone to tell me when it goes up more than 5% or down more than 5%. And so before that, it was going up and I was like, okay, this is cool. And then it started going down and down and down and down. And I lost my mind. And I was like, I got to get out of here. And I couldn't handle it. Right. And now, like, so I've already been told that, women are emotional and that's why we don't do the stock market well. I get it. And I also am the reason why other people are getting rich with Bitcoin, because now I put money in and lost it. But this time I'm going to act right and we're going to keep it in there.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. So the crypto market is very volatile, as you already know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like the stock market where a bad day is maybe 5 or 10%. In crypto, one day could be 20 or 30%. Imagine 20 or 30% of your portfolio is gone in a day. So I understand where you're coming from. So that's why after May, when crypto was going up, remember May, and then started to crash in June, and then at the end of June, then it started to go back up. Or was it July? I think it was July. But yeah, I and some other people, we were losing our minds too. So I totally get where you're coming from. Definitely.
So I'm, this time I'm gonna be more stable, and so far it's been okay. It hasn't done anything big. I think the day that made me sell it was like I got like 5 or 6 alerts that said down 5% in the same day, and I was like, okay, wait a minute, now this is just nuts. I'm not doing this. So that's what made me go.
You sold?
Yeah, I did. I cashed out. I was like, I'm good.
Okay.
I had only got up to like $300 though. So like whatever losing 5%, then 5%, then 5% is of $300 is what I lost. I think I cashed out. It was like a little over 2. So I still was like, I could have had a whole extra $100. And then when it started to go back up, I was like, oh great. See, so it was a lot it was emotionally a roller coaster, and I could not handle that. Okay, so
Yeah, and you know what? I'm not. I totally understand. And by the way, I'm just trying to see how much Bitcoin I got on my Cash App. I'm not afraid to share. It's not a lot, so I don't really keep it on my Cash App like that. But I just wanted to experiment. So I bought like $89 worth.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
now it's like 189.51. That was back a year and a half ago. So I ain't even cash out or nothing like that. Now that's
Mm-hmm.
just on my Cash App. I don't want people to be like, oh man, he teaching Bitcoin, but he only got $189. No, that's just on the Cash App because I like to experiment with
Well, and
different
it's nice
apps.
that like you don't show your whole hand, so it's nice to have a certain portion that you're comfortable sharing. And like you said, if they hack it, they'll like $200. You're doing all of these cyber crimes for $200. Okay, that's what you get. Now I hope those years in prison help.
People do crimes for less, Topaz. You know that
Yeah,
people do it
yeah.
for less. But yeah, and we'll talk about different ways to get it too. Um, But how safe is it, right? That's a question that I used to get a lot. So while the ledger records the transaction and maintains your privacy, so only you and the buyer know what you're getting and your cryptocurrency balance, also blocks are very difficult to alter or change because each block contains its hash code, as I mentioned earlier. Hash
Mm-hmm.
codes are created by a math function that turns digital information into a string of numbers and letters. So that's why, like I was telling you, Topaz, if I send you money to get your nails done. It's not going to say solo centopa. And by the way, I'm just using that nails because, I know a lot of women can identify with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Getting their nails done. If you have you got your little, man thing, you know how it goes.
Man
Anyway,
thing solo. What is a man thing?
well, your boo thing, your husband, your boyfriend, whatever you call them. I don't know
Yeah.
your situation, so I'm trying to be.
Well, see, look, okay, so this channel is nice to black men, so I'm gonna call him a man. Okay, I'm
Okay,
not gonna call
okay.
him a
So
man
you're man.
thing.
So you're man.
Yeah,
So, but it's not gonna say exactly what it's for, right? That's why it's in that algorithm. Like I said, it's in codes and numbers to protect you and your privacy. Now the government doesn't want it that way because they want to know what you're buying.
exactly.
And I'm pretty sure Topaz and you probably want to add to this. Did you hear that the IRS now in that new infrastructure bill, they want it to be where anytime you have $600 in your account or moving out and about, the IRS is supposed to report it?
Yes, we actually did a stream on that because right now it's 10,000, right? And I was actually going to ask you if they are doing that when you were talking about the whales, the ones that carry big money. I was actually going to ask you, is that reportable? Because I can't remember. I think somebody said that crypto money is not reportable unless you start to cash out on it. But the point
Correct.
is,
That is correct. It's not
okay,
recordable until you cash it out to a bank account. But now the way with this administration, what they want to do is that everything is a taxable event. So what I'm saying by that is, let's say you move $600 from you buy $600 from Coinbase and then you move it to your wallet. They want to be able to tax you on it. Never mind that you're already technically getting taxed by paying fees, right? Now the government wants to tax you on it. So and that's one of the reasons why there's a lot of questions on tax, and I don't really get into that because that's financial advice. And by the way, I'm not a financial advisor, guys, or accountant. I'm not a professional. I'm just a nerd who does this. That's all.
I was going to ask that question too. Is so how do you know all of this? Where did you get this information from? Because those charts that you just showed on the last slide, where does that information? I have not seen that out of all the Googling I've done on crypto.
Topaz, I've been doing this for 4 years. 2017, I started. I remember when I first shared this on my channel, brothers thought I was trying to run a pyramid scheme or something like that because they didn't understand what I was talking about. Now, obviously, some people know my channel previously for controversial stuff, talking about dating and female nature. But if you look at my channel now, 90% of my content is crypto now. And the reason why that is that's by design because, to be honest with you, I just got tired of talking about the gender war stuff. It wasn't
it's
productive.
tiring.
And on
Either
top
you
of
know
that,
what you're doing and you're getting good luck, or you're not. I don't care anymore.
Yeah. And on top of that is just when you're making money, crypto money, then the problems that you used to have, you don't have those same problems no more. You feel me?
And it's
So
more interesting me getting money than me talking about people's feelings and their relationships and all of that. So if I have a chance to get money or start a business or something with money coming in, that I want to talk about that. That's going to catch my attention.
right. And don't get me wrong. I mean, I think it's good to talk about some of these things, but I think that it's some of the conversation has become so circular. And I've been doing this now consistently for over 5 years. You know what I mean? So that's why. And now a lot of things have changed in my life, so it is what it is. And I was never part of SYSBM. I don't know why the person said that. I never claimed SYSBM.
No, I do now. Okay, so I did peep in on your channel. I didn't type because your channel, the chat is kind of rough. But I did see you would be having these comments about snow bunnies or whatever, and I'm like, okay, y'all don't know I felt like you were kind of trolling a little, not all of it, but just kind of jabbing at people. I think so. I don't know. That was my take on it. I don't know how true that is.
I mean, and it's funny you mentioned that, Topaz, and I'll share this with you. My channel is there is a lot of heavy satirical elements in my channel because I like to use satire to make my point. That doesn't mean that I'm capping or I'm lying, but I hate to say it, but if you want to get black men's attention, unfortunately, you have to throw a big butt in front of the screen. Don't matter black or white and this and that. Matter of fact, I did an interview with 2 black women. I don't know if you saw it on my channel. I posted a little clip of that on there recently, but unfortunately,
but I did see an interview you did with a guy that coaches women, but I didn't see this one.
Oh, you're talking about Mr. Lego?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that was a messy show. That was messy. He's a messy guy. He messy. He hella messy. Yeah, Mr. Lego is a messy dude, but I rocks with him. I rocks with him. So in plain English, it's pretty tough to alter blockchain and steal Bitcoin or cryptocurrency from someone else. We'll talk more about how to protect your cryptos later. Now, Topaz, let me just say this. Bitcoin the blockchain has never been hacked uh, as of right now, but
Mhm.
exchanges have been, right? So Coinbase.com is an exchange. Now, Coinbase, um, they admitted recently that they got hacked where people, when they were logging into their Coinbase, they get a text message for a code that sometimes a website does that. And so
Mhm.
they were able to get these codes. So Bitcoin itself has never been hacked. The blockchain has never been hacked. However, if you keep cryptos on an exchange, like Coinbase.com or Gemini.com or a wallet, unfortunately those can get hacked. And so that's why I'm going to talk about how to protect yourself from with cold storage wallets and stuff like that as well.
Okay.
Okay. So other benefits of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin can take as little as 15 minutes. I've seen it work personally as fast as 3 minutes. It can take up to an hour when it's congested. Some altcoins can be sent as fast as 5 seconds, like XRP,
Mhm.
XDC, and we'll talk about altcoins more in a moment. A credit card payment sometimes can take 1 to 7 business days just for the purchases to process. And sometimes you will have something known as an authorization hold. I don't know if you've ever been to Costco's. I don't know if they got Costco's where you at. But
Yeah, we
sometimes
have
what they
we have a few Costco's, but it's mainly Sam's Club.
yeah. So let's say you spend $100 at Costco's, right? Sometimes they'll put $100 on hold on your account, while then they charge you $100. So you got $200 tied up, even though
Mhm.
you only spent 100. Does that make sense?
Right.
And it takes 1 to 7 days. And then if let's say that's the last $100 or $200 you got, and then you make other purchases and they bounce, well, guess what? You get an overdraft fee. In crypto, you don't get no overdraft fee. It's none of that. Crypto is its own bank. You can send or receive cryptos 24/7, 365 days out of the year. All you need is a computer or mobile phone with internet. Now, Topaz, I'm gonna trip you out. There was one dude that said, and I don't know if it's true because I've never done it, but that you can send crypto via radio waves. I don't know about that. I've never, like how they got the tab thing where it's like you see in movies where it's like Morse code. They call more. It's called Morse code. I don't know nothing about that. Listen, I stick to what I know. I send cryptos on my phone and the internet.
Well, I guess if you can tap out the numbers for the hash code, what is it? Hash code.
Um, it would be the address, but
Yeah.
cryptocurrency. But you do need the internet. I think somebody was just capping when they said that.
Oh, okay, okay. Because
Cryptocurrency
they
are
have
very
those things in the stores now too, like the little kiosks
yeah
where you can
yeah, but
buy.
notice all the kiosks they're connected to the internet, right?
Hmm.
So I don't know how you would send it a Morse code. Cryptocurrency are very private. Banks tend to store your information on servers. These servers can be compromised.
Hmm.
I don't. I probably shouldn't say this, but I'll say it like this. I bank with a Bank of America,
Yep.
and Bank of America got hacked a few years ago. So once again, Bitcoin white paper. We're going to talk about this. The Bitcoin white paper quite simply states the purpose of Bitcoin and how it works. All cryptocurrencies have their own white paper. Topaz, let me say this. If you're about to buy a cryptocurrency and it doesn't have a white paper, do not buy it. Let me repeat. If you're about to purchase a big cryptocurrency, it doesn't have a white paper, don't buy it. I'm going to show you a trick. Remind me, if you want to write this down, I'll write this down, on how to check the white paper for every coin. Every coin should have a white paper
Hmm.
because the white paper outlines what it does and how it works. And if it doesn't have a white paper, it's kind of like the best way to put it. It's like the instruction manual
Hmm.
on it. That's the easiest way to do it. The white paper outlines the purpose and benefits of a coin, and Bitcoin started that. So that's one of the trends that Bitcoin started in 2009 that even up to this day we use. And
So
so
if so wait, so if somebody does send me Bitcoin through Cash App, I'm guessing that the white paper is like digital somewhere.
no, no, no. So the white paper, okay, it's not necessarily
So
the
it's not
white.
per coin.
No, it's not per coin. So the white paper is what It's basically what a cryptocurrency is about, right? It doesn't come. Let's say I send you $5 worth of crypto. You don't get the white paper with it.
Hmm.
You're gonna find the white paper on Bitcoin.com, on LifeCoinWatch.com, CoinMarketCap.com, any reputable website where you can check market caps will
Oh,
have
so it's not something that we actually have. It's something that's available to find out what it means.
exactly.
And each type of cryptocurrency has this document. Okay. I thought it was like, like a proof of authenticity, like a purchase, like when you purchase stuff. So, but this is like this. If you ever need to know what Bitcoin is, it makes Bitcoin itself legitimate. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah, you got it. You got it. It basically outlines the purpose of it. You get it. Now,
Okay.
Lars says something great. He says, Please don't use BTC ATMs unless you're a sucker." Right. You know why, Topaz? You shouldn't use those ATMs, even though
Well,
I
they can
love
be
seeing
hacked
them.
like at the gas station. People can put those little things on there and then they get all your information.
Um, I didn't think of that. No, no,
Okay.
no. I didn't think of that though, but I get what you're saying. Those Bitcoin ATM fees, their fees are higher than
Oh,
if you were to get them from. You probably would be better off buying Bitcoin from your Cash App than you would if you go buy it at the gas station because their fees
and
are higher.
PayPal and
Yep.
banks. So I think Chase allows us to buy Bitcoin. It has a Bitcoin wallet in it. Or
But I
is
bet
it
you the fees are
Compass? One
higher.
of them.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about Ethereum real quick. Who created Ethereum? Now, this nerdy dude you're looking at is considered a genius. He's 21 years old. He's from Russia. His name is Vitalik Buterin. He was 21 years old when he created Ethereum, and now he's 28. Ethereum is an open source blockchain based decentralized software platform used for its own cryptocurrency known as Ether. It enables smart contracts and distributed applications known as DApps. So if you Trust Wallet is DApps and whatnot. The apps are more for advanced level, but basically anybody who's in crypto, they know what I'm talking about, and we can get into that more too. To be built and run without any downtime, fraud, control, or interference from a third party, smart contracts is simply a code that is running on Ethereum, right? But it also can be legal binding. So Topaz, let's say you got your car for sale and instead of because you live in another state, I can't do the paperwork. We can do a smart contract via Ethereum and use their DApp or smart contract platform to do this, right? That's what Cardano is working on, also known as ADA. So it's going to revolutionize. What's the
A
best way to
lot.
put it?
Basically, they're everything that has to do with buying and selling, they're going to be able to do in crypto.
Right. But not just buying and selling, but also how we do the internet. So basically, if you look at cryptocurrencies, it's like getting into Amazon or Uber before it's Amazon and Uber. Because Topaz, do you remember when Amazon first started, they were only doing books, remember? They were just
Hmm.
selling books and buying books. Now Topaz, tell me what Amazon does in 2021.
Everything.
Yes. Damn near everything. You
They
can
have clothes now. I did not know that. Like they have a
mhm.
section where you go buy.
You can buy liquor on Amazon now. You
Now,
got it.
see that I didn't know. Probably in certain states because I know here we still had the blue laws, but
Okay, well, in my state you can. You just have to
yeah.
take a picture of your. I've never done it. I just because I just
No,
wanted to
but we do
see.
have delivery apps here that do. It's just Amazon isn't doing it here. But like
Yeah,
Instacart and Favorite are doing it. But long story short.
so Amazon does everything. It's to the point that a person never has to leave their house, and I really think some of these YouTubers never leave their house. But that's another topic. um, what makes Ethereum different from Bitcoin? While they're similar in many ways, there are a few differences. The algorithms they run are different. Ethereum uses ET hash, while Bitcoin uses SHA or SHA-256. Now that's something very technical. Bitcoin was created as an alternative to national currencies and thus aspires to be a medium of exchange and a store of value. Ethereum was intended as a platform to facilitate immutable programmatic contracts and applications via its own currency. So Bitcoin is regarded in simple English as the gold in the cryptocurrency community, and Ethereum is regarded as the silver since it came second. When it comes to market cap, usually Bitcoin is rated number one and Ethereum is rated number two. But you know what, Topaz, I think that's going to change because Ethereum has so much more use cases
Yeah, I
than
see.
Bitcoin because Bitcoin is getting old and outdated with the tech. They're faster coins that I think that within the next 5 years, Ethereum is going to be number one and Bitcoin might be number two or three. I think that in the top three in the next 5 years, you're going to see XRP or Ethereum at number one and two, and then Bitcoin will be number three in the next 5 years.
So did he
Um,
ever say like, so that's all of the additional things that he wanted to offer is the reason why he was like, you know what, Bitcoin's not enough. I'm gonna make this one.
well, what Satoshi did was Satoshi only made Bitcoin, and then basically he outlined in the white paper the purpose of Bitcoin and how he came up with the concept. And a lot of cryptocurrencies, 99% are built off of that model. The main differences are, Topaz, that cryptocurrencies outside of Bitcoin tend to be faster in regards to transaction speeds, more scalable.
Mm-hmm.
And also now you have cryptocurrencies that utilize different usage cases, right? So you have cryptocurrencies, for example, that you can use for certain stores, for example. But Bitcoin you can as well. But I'm saying that certain cryptocurrencies are their own tokens. So, for example, um, if you go to, I'm trying to think of one that is applicable. Okay, let's look at Dogecoin, for example. Dogecoin was just supposed to be a meme coin. Now Dogecoin is something that you can use as a form of payment. The Dallas Mavericks, they allow you to pay their merchandise online using Dogecoin. Tesla, Elon Musk is looking to use Dogecoin. That's why Elon is always talking about Doge. So
Now
you
I
can
did
buy
hear
your
that
Tesla.
he's gonna let. Well, I didn't know. Well, yeah. So he left Bitcoin and went to Dogecoin, is what I heard. But there was a car dealership that was willing to take Bitcoin payments. It was
Yeah,
a big.
Tesla. That's Tesla.
Okay, yeah. So okay.
Tesla is a car company, and they announced it, and then they ran it back, which kind of
Mm-hmm.
crashed the market that day.
Mm-hmm.
So, but mass adoption is definitely happening. Yeah. Okay, so as I said, Topaz, at the time when I did edit some of it, but I should have edited this part. This was back in January when I made this slide. There were over 4,000 coins. Now there are over 10,000. If I look at Live Coin Watch, how many? Because it tells you how many coins there are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well, legitimate ones, right? Ones that have white papers.
yeah, or supposed to have white papers, but there are over 10,000 coins, around 15,000 coins or so. That's a lot of coins. And a lot of those coins, I'm gonna be real with you, a lot of those coins ain't ain't gonna do nothing. Um and
Yeah,
and
that's too
probably
many.
will.
Like, it's too many choices. A lot of people probably don't even know about some of the smaller ones. So you can't
Yeah.
trade it if nobody else has it.
Yeah, so that is my presentation part one. So there are a lot of different coins, and it can be very overwhelming to figure out what coin to watch or get. So now I'm gonna share my screen again, and I'm gonna show you how to look at white papers.
Okay. So would I be correct in saying that I probably would get more bang for my buck if I had Ethereum instead of Bitcoin?
Oh yeah, oh
Okay.
definitely, oh of course. Topaz, I got to keep it real with you. At this point, I don't even own Bitcoin currently. I'm fully invested into altcoins, and it's not that I hate Bitcoin. It's just that, like you said, it's a bang for your buck issue.
So what is
Um,
altcoins?
okay, I'm gonna show you that right now. I got
Okay.
my screen share up.
Oh, okay.
If you want to show that, hold on. I'm gonna put myself
Oh,
on mute 1 second because I got to fix my camera because
okay.
there's a little glare. Hold on 1 second.
So I hope y'all in the chat paying attention while y'all doing all of this. And yes, Khadijah, the birthday turn up is going to be real. Okay. And Brandon can't go. Stop. Throw that out there.
When is your birthday?
Oh no. So my birthday is next month on the 18th. Khadijah's birthday is Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Dope, dope. All right. So I'm gonna show you this. Can you actually make this screen come forward? Because I wanna
Oh,
hold up.
so solo
Yeah,
it out
yeah.
like this. Okay.
Okay, you can still see though, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this website is one that I are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, okay. This website is called coinmarketcap.com, right?
Mm-hmm.
I check this website daily. So basically, Topaz, what this website CoinMarketCap does is it tells you which coins are rated number one, two, three, four, and so on, right?
Right.
It gives you the market cap, so the price. This is Bitcoin's current price, right?
Mm-hmm.
$61,854. 24%. What does that mean? So in the last 24 hours, right? It
Mm-hmm.
shows you the percentage that it's gone up and down. So as
Mm-hmm.
you can see, Bitcoin is in the green for the last 24 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's gone up 2%. Now notice, did you just notice how it went from 211 to 2.09?
Yes.
This changes. Why does it change? Because somebody probably just sold their Bitcoin, right? So
Mm-hmm.
this number fluctuates constantly. And they update this every minute or so. Now, this is another website I use called livecoinwatch.com. This website is a little different because this updates to the minute. There's maybe at most, and I'm refreshing this, a 20-second delay,
Mm-hmm.
but it shows the price in real time constantly. So you can see that. But CoinMarketCap, we'll use this one for now and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. So if you notice right here, these are all the top 10 coins. So Ethereum, Bitcoin is one, Ethereum is two, Binance Coin three, ADA four, Tether five, XRP six, Solana seven, Polkadot eight, USDC coin nine, Dogecoin 10, right? Now, if you look at this Topaz as a beginner, oh, look, Topaz, do you see this? They even got something called SimCoin now. Sim
What?
token.
Wait, wait, what? See, oh,
I
you know
Topaz,
what? So
let's
people are
take
gonna
a
have so much fun with that. Like,
okay, Topaz, let's take a look at this Sim token.
okay,
So on this web, so let me not before we take a look at Sim token because I've never seen it before, right? Until
okay,
just now, but we gonna take a look at that. But so it shows you the price right here, right?
mm-hmm,
The last 24 hours percentage. It shows you how many percentages has gone up or down. This is for the last 7 days. So last week, Bitcoin has gone up 13%, which is good. The market cap, it shows you how much money is in Bitcoin right now. That means how much money people are buying and storing, right? Or using it for purchases or
right,
whatnot. So right now, Bitcoin is at a $1.1 trillion market cap. This right here, though, Topaz, is the indicator that I look at. This shows you the 24-hour volume. So how much Bitcoin is being sent and how much Bitcoin is being bought, right?
mm-hmm,
And so that shows you the volume of that. And then the circulating supply. Bitcoin, there's only going to be 21 million coins made ever. Right now we're at 18.8 million. You see that? So what
mm-hmm,
that means is Bitcoin is getting more scarce. And eventually, they said that the last Bitcoin is going to be mined in 2030, I believe.
mm-hmm,
So it makes it more scarce. So when you look at all these coins, now I have a rule of thumb, Topaz, for beginners to keep it very simple. I always tell them if you're looking to buy coins, don't go outside of the top 30. The
okay,
reason I say that is until you get yourself familiarized with coins and you become a bit more savvy,
mm-hmm,
um, you should stick with the top 30. And I'm not saying you got to buy all of the ones that are on the top 30. That's not what I'm saying. What I tell my students is find anywhere from 2 to 5 coins at the most that you feel comfortable
Mm-hmm.
researching and learning about. Because what happens is, Topaz, since we got over 10,000 coins, it can become overwhelming. And then you get this whole thing of, oh, I need every coin, right? And then you spread yourself thin. So what I'm saying by that is you ain't got enough money, for all coins. So you just buying coins, and then but you ain't got enough. I'll
But,
let somebody
but wouldn't
build
it be
up.
smart not to wouldn't it be smart not to buy all of the coins because some of them are going to fall by the wayside if
But
they aren't
that's what I'm saying, Topaz. That's
okay.
what I'm saying. So for a beginner, no, you shouldn't buy all the coins, period, because like I said, 70% of these coins are, you know, um, they're not going to go nowhere. So
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying is, if you're planning on buying coins as a beginner, you should look into the top 30 at the most, and then pick 2 to 5 coins you're willing to invest in. So, for example, let's say I want to buy Ethereum, okay, and I want to buy ADA, and then I want to buy some Shiba Inu because everybody's talking about that. So that's 3 coins right there, and all these coins that I'm talking about, they're within the top 20. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so then, and Topaz, to answer your question, there's 12,806 coins right now.
Mm-mm. That's
And if we refresh
nothing.
it, and every day you go in there, there's hundreds of coins being added a day. Now let's
So
take
people
Topaz.
just wake up and decide I'm gonna make a coin to see what I can do.
Topaz, you could make a coin right now titled the Topaz Booty Coin. Okay,
No, wait, we're not gonna.
I'm just joking, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Anybody can make a coin. The thing
right.
is, there's a website, and I forgot the name of it, that will that has the code already written for you. All you have to do is put in the name of the coin, and then you got to put in some money to get some liquidity going. That's all you need is liquidity, meaning you have to have money in the coin, even if it's as low as $10, and then the coin name. They got websites now, Topaz, that'll help you make your own coin. It's that easy.
Oh wow. Okay.
But now I'm gonna show you how to check the white paper and things like that. So let's take a look at Sim Token, right? And by the way, I don't recommend buying this. We're just taking a look.
Yeah, it's just interesting.
Okay, so Sim Token, Topaz, there's a couple signs that I know is new. Number one, it's got a very low price. You notice it's not even a penny, right?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like 50281. Now, I'm already hesitant to buy this because if you look at the volume, I mean the market cap it's got 28 million. That's not bad, but the volume is very low. So that means that it's not being used a lot. Now, if you look at the Sim token, when you look at this chart right here, right, this shows you how it did in a day. It's got it broken down from different time slots, right? But one thing I
Mm-hmm.
like to look at a coin is I like to look at the entire history. So this coin it might be a little older than that, but it's been on Coin Market Cap since the beginning of this month, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it's pumping. Okay, so let's go take a look at the white paper. Notice here how it's got the chat, it's got the website, letsallsimp.com.
Oh wait, that is not the website.
It is, Topaz. So let me pull this out for you.
Yeah. Oh, P.S. I want to say shout out to Darth Low for the cash app. He says give myself some sim token. So see, this is how it works. Maybe that's why they chose the name.
Okay, so this is an adult industry token. So they're probably using it for
Oh,
OnlyFans and something like that. So this is the
oh,
website, right?
uh-huh.
And so this website shows you what it's used for. And I'm not gonna go down because I didn't know that it was that type of coin.
Yeah, we try
But
to have a family friendly show.
yeah. Don't worry, I got you. Hold on, let me get out of that. But I'm gonna show you the white paper because I think the white paper is well, yeah. Let's not do this one. But okay, so we're not doing Sim token because it's not a family friendly token. But
But that's
But
interesting. So for the adult industry, they made the website letsallsimp.com and it's called the Simp token. So that's interesting. If you purchase that in order to support an adult worker, then you're being faced with the idea that you're being called a simp. So like you cannot get around it. At that point, you can't say you don't know anymore.
You know what though, Topaz? I mean, that's the reality, right?
Right.
Anybody who says it's not is in denial. So, okay, let's take a look at ADA Cardano because that's one of my other favorite coins. So they have a website called Cardano.org, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell people when I do my research, and I'm just showing you a little bit of what this is what I do. So I like to read what the project is about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because here's the thing: a lot of people, let's be honest, a lot of people only invest because somebody tells them to. They don't do
Mm-hmm.
their research, and so what I'm saying is they don't even know what they're investing in, right?
Right.
So Cardano is built by a decentralized community of scientists, engineers, and thought leaders united in a common purpose to create a technology platform that will ignite the positive change the world needs. Okay, that sounds all good, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'm going to show you also a trick as well. Because let's be real, Topaz, do you really want to read a whole website?
I
No.
would though, if it's about my money, yes. I want to know all the fine print.
Okay, so you would, and I give you kudos for that because I do too. But the
Most
average,
people,
let me rephrase that. Do you think the average person would read the whole website?
probably not. No.
Yeah. So this website shows you what this is about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now they have their roadmap up here. I always like to take a look at the roadmap. The roadmap, basically, Topaz, what the roadmap is it tells you their goals and when they're planning to achieve them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, this guy right here, I'm not going to play the video, but his name is Charles Hoskinson. He is the CEO of Cardano. He's a well accomplished mathematician, very smart guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the roadmap, every coin should have a roadmap. And the roadmap basically tells you what the coin is going to do. Now, Cardano's trying to do a bunch of different things. So their roadmap typically for a project like this, because they're trying to do so much, they don't have a roadmap in a sense of we're going to do this in 2010 or 2015 or 2020. And I'm going to show you as well where to find that. But their roadmap is very general. Now, let's take a look at the white paper because that's what I wanted to show you. So, CoinMarketCap, one thing I like about them is they will always have the white paper listed right
Mm-hmm.
below the coin's name. You see that right here?
Mm-hmm.
So you just click on the white paper. Now I'm really going to mess you up. So, the white paper, right? It gives you an introduction and then it explains what Cardano is about. So Cardano is a decentralized third generation proof of stake blockchain platform and home to the ADA cryptocurrency. So Cardano is the crypto the blockchain, right?
Mm-hmm.
So think of it like this. Cardano is for lack as a metaphor. Think of it like this. Cardano is like Amazon, right? But
Mm-hmm.
ADA is the cryptocurrency. So imagine if Amazon had a cryptocurrency
Mm-hmm.
known as the Zonian or something, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
what ADA basically is to Cardano. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's the easiest way to put it. So the white paper, what it does is it talks about what Cardano's about. It talks about what is a blockchain. So they go all in. I mean, they talk about what a blockchain is. They have different codes. It talks about centralized systems. This is the problem in centralized system is you just need to get one server and then your data is compromised, right?
Mm-hmm.
And decentralized, it's hundreds of different servers, thousands even. So if you can't just hack all of them, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then distributed systems, individual nodes or terminals. Now, here's one thing that I always tell people, Topaz, because if you read this whole thing,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to have to understand a bit of science, math, and even data analysis, right?
Right.
Which I'm not saying you can't understand this, but for the average person, if you're a casual investor, Topaz, what I recommend is if you go on Coin Market Cap, and even veterans do this like myself. I do this all the time when I do a live stream. But when
Mm-hmm.
you go on Coin Market Cap, it breaks this down to you in layman terms. So it says what is Cardano, and it basically says the same thing, but they rephrase that to make it simple. Who are the founders? So it gives you kind of an overview of the white paper. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't read the white paper. I always recommend it. But Topaz, I'll be honest, even for myself, I've read white papers where I was like, what the hell is going on? Because it's so technically nuanced, right? They use
Right.
such technical jargon. I didn't understand one damn lick of English that they were trying to say. So when you go on Coin Market Cap, they have it broken down. Now, there is a caveat to this. The caveat is that not every coin is going to have this. Typically, if a coin is brand new, and by brand new I mean maybe a month or less, they may
Mm-hmm.
not have a description like that because it's a newer coin. You know what I mean? So
Right.
let's take a look at another coin. What's the coin that you like right now outside of Bitcoin?
I mean, I like what you said about Ethereum, but we already, but that's one of the top ones. Um, what I'm trying to remember, what is the name of the coin that you were talking about on that live stream that I
Was it
asked?
Shiba Inu?
That sounds like what I was like, what is that?
Yeah, so Shiba Inu is the dog
Yes.
coin.
Hmm.
Let's take a look at that one because that's a popular one right now, right?
Yeah, and Six Figure Days was talking about it in the chat too.
Okay, perfect. So Shiba Inu. So Shiba is a new coin, but it's not new. So what I'm saying is, Shiba Inu is about a year old, but it's gotten a lot of publicity, Topaz, because number one, it's very low
Mm-hmm.
right now, so you can get it for pennies on the dollar, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to take a look at the website, you would just click below where it says shibatoken.com,
Mm-hmm.
and that would take you to Shiba's main website right here, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so it talks about a decentralized meme token that evolved into a vibrant ecosystem. And then the wolf paper, okay, that's their name of white paper, right? But
Okay.
if you go down, it talks about their project because you want to know what you're investing in. Then it shows what other coins they got. So they got Leash, which is also part of the Shiba family, and then they got Bone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then how to buy it. It shows you the exchanges you can buy it, a quick start guide, all of that. So they break it down. And one thing I like about their website is they have pictures, and also they have a Rescue Me Foundation for dogs. I don't know, Topaz, if you are a dog person or not. Or
I don't own any, but I feel like they're nice or whatever. I'm not gonna take care of them because it's a lot of work.
somebody says, "Damn Simcoin." Yeah,
it
we had to get away from Simcoin because
it
anyway.
started to get simpy, so we needed to do something else.
So the white paper is a PDF file, right?
Hmm.
So, and Topaz, here's a rule of thumb for you guys. Never get a white paper from a third party website unless it's CoinMarketCap or LiveCoinWatch.com. You know what I mean? And the reason
Hmm.
I say that is because if you go on a website where the white paper is not has been compromised or edited, they can. But CoinMarketCap has been around for years. It's one that a lot of people use. So's Life, CoinWatch.com, and CoinGecko as well. Those are the three top websites people use to look at the price, the
Hmm.
market cap, and such. Um, and the white paper is very, very important because, like I said, the white paper, and I don't know why it's not coming up, but the white paper is going to tell you what the mission is of the coin, what they're trying to accomplish. Let me run it back. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Not sure why it's doing that. So maybe they're updating their white paper, or maybe it's my computer. I'm not sure. But the
Okay.
white paper will give you an overview of what the coin is about and whatnot. So, oops, let me just get out of here. Okay. So yeah, but if I don't have access to the white paper, remember, like I said, Topaz, you can go on Coin Market Cap and then you can read what it's about
Mm-hmm.
and who the founders are. Now, the founders are, if you notice, they're not public. To me, that's always been a red flag. However, now because there's so many coins coming out left and right, I say this: if you're a beginner and typically in the crypto market, there used to be this thing, Topaz, where people would show their faces, right?
Right.
However, like I interviewed the CEO today from Empire Token. His name is Dula, and he showed his face, right? And it used to mean a lot because typically for somebody to show their face, that means it's kind of like, what's the best way to put it? It's kind of like YouTube.
Well,
You
they have
probably
confidence in their coin, I guess, right?
exactly you're more inclined to maybe follow a content creator who's willing to cam up
Mm-hmm.
than somebody who's not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even if the person doesn't cam up all the time, like I don't cam up all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's not because I'm insecure, but it's because I know that men don't come to see me. They come for the content. My audience is 90% men. Listen, Topaz, not to change the topic, but if my audience was 90% female, then yeah, sure, I'd cam up more, but let's keep it real.
Right.
Not today. So, so we
Well,
would
you
go
know
with,
what? But it's good that men are coming over to learn about money. Like that's a good thing.
we have to.
Right.
I mean, because Topaz, I'm sorry, but I got to take it there. Because now everybody's trying to be a high value man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh Lord. Okay. Well, and
Everybody's trying to be a high value man, but they ain't got the high value man money. So that's
well, but
what.
then they can't complain about high value standards if they're not trying to do something to achieve that. Everything in life is you have to achieve it. So
But
if
right,
it
Topaz. But let's keep it real. And I'm gonna say something that brothers don't want me to say. But brothers want to have more options. Brothers want to have more choices. So these women have said they want high value men. So now,
so now they're trying to do, but it sounds like they're doing like the cheap version of it. They're trying to like crib notes their way to high value, and that's not. I don't know. I just don't see it working out well.
well, Topaz. I mean, we can discuss that later on.
Yeah.
But all I'm here for is to teach brothers how to get crypto. Whatever you use it for, as long as it's not illegal, I could care less, to be honest. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, so it talks about Shiba. What makes Shiba unique? So it's a website invites dark inspired artists from all over the world to foster their artistic Shiba movement. La la la, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Topaz, here's the thing. And I don't care how many years you've been doing this, and I'm gonna be honest with you, and not a lot of people are gonna tell you this. But in this crypto game, I don't care how good you are, you can hit, you can look at 5 coins, invest in 5 coins, and they're all hitting. Your 6 coin could be one that ain't gonna do squat. So what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is not every coin that you purchase is gonna do well.
Mm-hmm.
Some coins, it's just the reality. The reason why a lot of people like to talk about Bitcoin is for obvious reasons, because Bitcoin is the OG.
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoin is always going to do well. I mean, yeah, there's times where Bitcoin is gonna, dump or crash to, 50, 60%, especially in the bear market. However, Bitcoin has always been number one. Will it be number one forever? I don't think so, as I said earlier. But Bitcoin and Ethereum have always been in the top two, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's why they are safer bets. But let's be realistic, Topaz. Who has $62,000 to invest in a
Yeah, to
Bitcoin?
purchase their own personal Bitcoin.
Exactly. Now here's something that a lot of people don't know, and this is something that I understood because I went through this too. When people see that 62,000, it's like a psychological barrier, and what I mean by that is they see this big number and they say, "Well, it's $62,000. I missed it. I can't buy it." That's BS. Excuse my language. Because number one, Topaz, as you know, because you already mentioned this earlier, you
Mm-hmm.
don't need to buy a whole Bitcoin to own some.
Right.
If you got $50, you can buy $50 worth of Bitcoin, right? And
Right.
if you own part of a Bitcoin, it's known as Sats, right? Now that's the equivalent to, instead of owning a whole dollar, you own pennies. So let's say you own 50 pennies. That doesn't mean that you don't own money. Own money, you still do. But instead of owning a whole dollar, you own 50 pennies, right? Or 50
Right.
cents.
So I
So
was thinking of it like the exchange rate, so like if Bitcoin is its own country, and so one Bitcoin dollar is equal to 62,000 of ours, so I could go over there with like 50 cents in Bitcoin, but that still means I have $30,000 in US
it,
dollars.
it, and you know what? I rather would have, they would call it point 0.5, but yeah, 50 cents, which would be, yeah, I'd rather own 50 cents worth of Bitcoin than the equivalent of 50 cents in US dollars. Yes, I totally
Mm-hmm.
agree with you on that. And so the reason why I bring up Ethereum, Topaz, is because you notice there's a big drop off from number one and two, right? Where
Mm-hmm.
Ethereum is at $3,000. Now, Ethereum, even if you only have $1,000 to put in, Topaz, in my opinion, Ethereum is a better buy right now because that $1,000 will get you more Ethereum than it would get you more Bitcoin. Now,
And if it's going to take over Bitcoin later, then that means I'll have more than people who have bought $1,000 of Bitcoin.
exactly, yeah, yeah, and I think that, once again, I think that, Topaz, as I said, will, and once again, this is just my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I think we're gonna see that in the next 5 years because the reason why is because Ethereum can be built upon. It's its own, blockchain with the smart contracts and everything. That a lot of these other coins that you see, like ADA and Solana, they use that Ethereum blueprint. So Ethereum, you can say, is a pioneer coin as well. While it's different from Bitcoin, it started smart contracts and this whole being able to make it more utilized in regards to buying and selling.
Mm-hmm.
Where Bitcoin is kind of slow because think about it. If you're at a store and they say, well, we got to wait up to an hour to confirm that your Bitcoin payment is processing, ain't nobody got time for that. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's why other coins like XRP, for example, they're working on being able to be utilized as a form of payment. So that way transactions can be fast, just like in the real world.
Right.
So right now, XRP can do about 1,500 transactions per second. But if you look at something that Visa uses, they can do 24,000 transactions per second. So Bitcoin still has a long way to catch up. Not when I say Bitcoin, I mean cryptocurrencies in terms
Mm-hmm.
of real life speed. But I think that'll happen, and it'll happen a lot faster than people think.
So
Um,
that's pretty much what's holding them back from being able to take over paper currency, is because you can't go into a store and actually check out.
I mean, you can check out, but what I'm saying is, imagine, Topaz, is there's what, 7 billion people in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at any given time, you have billions of people shopping. Imagine
Mm-hmm.
everybody's using Bitcoin. You have 1 billion people using Bitcoin at the same time.
Right.
Transactions aren't, some transactions may be slower than others. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's not a fact of you can't utilize Bitcoin. You can, but it's
Yeah,
going
but
to
they
slow
can't.
things.
They aren't going to be able to read it and verify it that fast. It like basically it can't be the replacement because it doesn't have the capacity yet to do to make it where you don't have to, where it's not faster to use cash. So
It,
this is a question. I'm asking if I understand it right.
yeah, no, you understand. That's exactly right, Topaz. Yeah,
Okay.
you get it. You get it. No, what you're saying is spot on. It doesn't have the capacity to handle that many transactions and to do it in a speedily manner. Correct. Yep. No, you get what I'm trying to say. Now,
Okay.
if you look at something like USDC coin, right? This is what is known as a stable coin, and it's pegged to the US dollar. So $1 equals one USDC and vice
Mm-hmm.
versa, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, one thing I like about USDC is that this is a coin that's actually utilized by Coinbase. Now, Coinbase is the number one exchange in the world. That they have over 60 million cryptocurrency buyers and users. And Topaz, I have a Coinbase card. So Coinbase, they send you a card, and I can show you this. Hold on, let me. If you want to bring the camera back to me,
Okay. So
actually, you
you
know
want
what?
the so you want me to put you on a full, right?
Yeah, yeah. Hold on, not right now. Let me
Oh,
just grab
okay.
my Coinbase card. 1 second.
Okay. Thanks, Six Figure Days. So apparently you already know this kind of stuff. You've been dipping and dabbing in the cryptocurrency and didn't say nothing. You know, you could have come up here. And also, there's also another stream that I did with Sydney MGTOW, and he was talking about the basics of understanding cryptocurrency. So if you guys want to check that out as well, that is something I think that will be helpful in us understanding how to get this money.
Yeah, definitely. And Sydney's a cool guy. I've worked with him too in the past. Yeah, if you want to put this on to me. Now, I'm not going to show you
Okay.
the back because, it's got my card number and I don't want you dudes
Yeah.
running with it. But, Topaz, what does this look like to you?
It looks like a credit card and also
Right.
the one you can tap.
Exactly. Yep. So, this is my Coinbase card, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it looks just like a regular debit or Visa card, which is dope. Now, what you can do, and Topaz, if you want to bring it back to the screen, with
Okay.
this Coinbase debit card, I can use this at a grocery store. I've used it at restaurants. I've used it for, I just used it earlier to buy some eggs.
Mm.
It works just like a regular card. And since it's pegged to the USDC, transactions are instant. So as soon as I pay for something, the money is taken out. And it works just like a credit card. And now here's the dope thing about the Coinbase card, Topaz. Whenever I use it, I get 4% back in XLM. That's Stellar Lumens, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have the option of getting 1% back in regards to as a reward as Bitcoin, or 4% in Stellar Lumens. So I decided to do Stellar Lumens because 4% is better than 1%. And also
Okay.
because Stellar is such a low price right now at 39 cents, I get more back. And then for getting Stellar, you can then use put it in your wallet, store it, or I can convert it into another coin, you know. So
Okay.
Stellar Lumens is another one, for example. And another thing that I do outside of just looking at the websites, right? I also like to look at the social media, like their Reddit and
Mm-hmm.
things like that, because their community will tell you if it's a good coin or not, in
Mm-hmm.
regards to if people are bullish about the coin, and bullish means if they're excited, or if the community is dead. Because there's certain if you go on certain Reddit websites for some coins, Topaz, that they haven't posted in years because the
Mm-hmm.
coins ain't doing anything. So Stellar talks about the use of Stellar, and then it uses FinTech, which deals with global currency access, compliance, and more. The Stellar USDC developers, and one thing I like about Stellar is with the developers, for example, they have not just their core team, but they also have other programmers that you can work on their platform, but or they're trying to enable that, right? Like Ethereum does that, for example. So Stellar is trying to do that too, but they're not smart contract capable yet. And so this talks about Stellar, how they're trying to be a payment solution, kind of like PayPal. They're trying to be the PayPal of crypto. And I think that in the future they will definitely be there. So there are a lot of different coins. And as I said, Topaz,
So the white papers is where you get the information of what they're trying to do and what they're trying to become. So that way you can decide if you think that's a good idea and you can invest in it.
exactly. So
Okay.
the white paper, yep. And I didn't even click on the white paper. I'm glad you noticed, but I just read the the coin market cap, but the white paper is definitely. Whoops, hold on 1 second. Okay, so it shows the community, but the white paper is definitely where you want to go. Now with Stella, I did read this white paper, and I got confused. You know why I got confused?
No.
Hold on a second. Be good. Okay. Topaz, can you tell me what this means?
I can't really see it. Okay, so if this is supposed to look like the other charts, are they saying that they have 4 different servers that verify everything instead of just one? And but what are the boxes underneath?
You are a cheater. You've read this before, haven't
No,
you?
I haven't. No,
You
and I can't see the words either because I'm at the laptop, so I had the whole thing up.
No, you know what? This is their consensus protocol, so this is how they verify it, right?
Okay.
So yeah, you're right.
Oh,
However,
look at me. Yay.
But Topaz, I gotta keep it real with you. This right here, okay, I get that this is the protocol, but realistically speaking, to the average person, including myself, this don't make a damn word of sense.
Yeah, that's the part I'm asking. Did you figure out what that part means?
Oh yeah. No, you already figured it out before I did.
Oh, so that's the answer. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, come on. I mean, yo, Topaz is a genius on the low,
Look,
y'all.
I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna get rich over here. So
but see, Topaz, when you read something like this, it talks about typically has 3F plus 1 nodes, any 2F. Look, Topaz, look, I did finish high school and I did go to college. Granted, I did flunk out of college. But here's the thing. It doesn't make a word of sense to me because once again, I'm not a cryptographer or a coder, right? And so this is what I'm saying, Topaz. There's gonna be certain white papers or certain things in a white paper that are not gonna make sense to you. That's not a bad thing. That's not to mean that you're dumb or you're slow or nothing like that. Right?
It means I haven't studied crypto like the people that came up with the chain. So you know what? So then you can go to the community and see like the people who do this for fun. What are they saying?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So you might have to do more research on it. Like, and this is one of the reasons why Topaz, I also recommend reading the Sniposis or the introduction of this, because if you read the white paper and then you start looking at this consensus mechanisms and the algorithm, okay, this looks good, but how do we know it is what it really is? Unless you are a cryptographer or a coder or an engineer
and get the same answer.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So it can get intimidating, but what I'm telling you guys is don't be intimidated by this. Look, guys, if you don't understand this, look, I don't understand this either. I mean, it's kind of trying to read Young Thug lyrics. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same gibberish to me, right? That doesn't mean that, and some people might be like, man, this is the one, man. It got that Q and the V. Okay, but you don't know what that means because I don't know what it means. But basically, Topaz, you're right. It's their protocol for their consensus protocol to verify proof. And if you don't understand what it means, once again, don't be intimidated. There's other resources available. And sometimes, one thing about YouTubers, and this is my thing, even if you watch me, don't take my word for it. That's why I always say do your own research. Because some of these YouTubers, Topaz, let's keep it a buck. They're getting paid from some of these companies to, push their product. Right. You know what I mean? So that's why if you go on certain YouTubers' channels, they always talk about the same coin every video. They talk about the same coin. Why? Because they're getting paid. They're getting a kickback.
Okay, so that means their PR for that coin specifically, they're not comparing it to nothing else. So I want to find a channel where they talk about different ones and what is standing out. Who is making the most noise and the most money that week specifically?
Right, Topaz. I agree with that. However, I will say that there are some content creators. It's not that they're getting paid by a coin, but they just really might just like one. And that's why they chose to just talk about one, because then they're the expert on that one. You know what I'm saying? And so for me personally, I don't try to if I could just do one coin, I probably just would do Shiba Inu or XRP because I know the most about Shiba Inu, right? But you cast more fish with a wider net. That's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's more beneficial to learn about different coins. Now, one thing that I will say is, are you going to learn all 12,000 coins? No,
No.
because there are a lot of coins, Topaz, like I was telling you earlier, they're not, there's going to be a waste of time for you to learn them. So can I give you an example of a coin that you would be wasting your time on?
Yes.
Okay. So let's take a look at this here. And I'm not sure why it looks like that, but let me just do this here. And so we can go on live coin watch as well.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on a second. I'm going to see if this coin is still around. One second. I'm just Googling something here. Because there's certain coins, what happens is that um some coins that are popping right now in the top 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
That, like, for example, this was a top 10 coin back in 2017, right? So let's take a look at it. It's known as Neem. So now it's ranked 100. So it's not a bad coin, but Topaz, would you agree with me? A coin that used to be top 10 now is at 100. That's kind of a fall off.
Yeah, because what I'm thinking is, and tell me if that's right, that means other coins, like 90 coins at least, have come on the market since then that are better.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Or
Not-
the other ones got better and they did nothing.
Right. So some of the coins moved up, and this coin didn't really do much. So Neem and this live coin watch is basically a peer-to-peer cryptocurrency and blockchain-based platform that was launched in 2015. So Neem is one that came out a while ago, and it didn't do anything different than Bitcoin, but just being a peer-to-peer coin. And I mean, yes, a top 100 coin still, but um, if you look at its all-time high, Topaz, it was $2.09, right?
Mm.
And we know that, and that was back in probably around 2008.
Mm-hmm.
If we go right here at the very top, if I can time it right, yep. So if you see that, so on
Mm-hmm.
August the 3rd of 2008, that was right when before the crypto market crashed. It was at its highest point. Now, if you notice, Topaz, since 2008, not August, excuse me, January. I'm sorry, my dyslexia is kicking in. So yeah, if you notice, Topaz, it hasn't reached $2 since 2008.
So anybody who bought it
18
then has never recouped their money.
facts, unless they sold and then they took a negative.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a coin. I'm not saying it's a bad coin, Topaz, but it's a coin that I probably wouldn't invest in.
Yeah,
And
because like the point for me of investing in crypto is, one, to get ahead of the curve. If everybody's going to be there eventually, I might as well just start doing it now. And two, to make some money. So yeah, with this, it looks like if you bought it at the beginning, you would have had to sell, before that 2009 that you were talking about. Anybody after that is just, they lost money.
right, and this is why Topaz is important too. This is why I talk about getting into a coin at the right price.
Mm-hmm.
17 cents is not bad. Don't get me wrong, but the problem is it started at 17 cents. If you look at it, it was around 17 cents back in 2017. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at this as an investment and you got into it when it was 17 cents, then you're breaking about even right now. But if you got in after May 20th, when it started going up to 26 cents and all that, technically you're down right now on your investment. You feel me? So that's
Right.
how I look at it. I
Well,
always
if
look at
they've been around since 2015, I just kind of feel like that means they haven't been paying attention to the market and what they could have added to it or done with it to make it more valuable than it is now.
I agree with you. It could be that they haven't, done any updates, as you
Mm-hmm.
said. And typically that's, and another thing, Topaz, let's be honest, with cryptocurrency, and this is what I've learned, is new coins have that, you remember when and I'll make it for you, for the ladies. You remember when there used to be a new guy that would show up at high school or school? And
Only if he's cute. Now, not all
exactly.
transfer students were cute.
That's what I'm saying. So if a new transfer student showed up, right, and he
Right.
looked good, though, guess what? A lot of girls are going to gravitate to the new good-looking guy because he's new, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's exciting. You don't really know much about him, but you know he looked good, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how cryptocurrencies are. It's kind of like when the new girl shows up on campus. She gets all the attention because she's beautiful. Nobody has seen her before. She looked good, and the other girls, it's not like nobody's paying attention to them, but they get cast to the wayside. Now picture this, Topaz. Picture that every day you have 100 new students showing up every day to your school. Well, what's going to happen? Out of those 100, maybe one or two look good, right? But
Right.
if you add that up over time, every month, that's 30 new good looking dudes or women coming to your school. Now you add that up over the years, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
what 1,200.
Mm-hmm.
If my math isn't off, 1,200 new men and women.
Well, I
So
get the point. I wasn't doing the math. I was just thinking
r-
about like what that would mean for me is I don't know. It's a little crowded. I'm gonna pick my select group that I want to talk to, and then that's it.
exactly. And so sometimes what happens, Topaz, is that, and then on top of that, what happens is that a lot of coins get their tech, like a coin like this is outdated
Mm-hmm.
because it doesn't really. There are other coins that are newer that probably do what it does, but they do it faster and better. You feel
Mm-hmm.
me? In regards to peer to peer, meaning payment to payment, Neem isn't doing anything that Bitcoin can't do.
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoin already is doing that. So what's the point of Neem? And then there are
Right.
other coins that have come along since that probably do what Neem does, but faster and better. So every day when we start to look at cryptocurrencies coming in and why there's so many coins, every day, like I was telling you, Topaz, you have 100 coins coming in, and let's keep it real. Out of the 100 new coins coming in, one of them might be really sexy or they're really good, but you
Mm-hmm.
might not know it at the time unless you put the money in. That's the risk that you take, right?
Right.
And the other 99 might be just you know. So that's just something that I want people to remember is because you're gonna get what's known as FOMO, and that's called fear of missing
Missing
out.
out. Yeah.
And a lot of people, because you're gonna see all these coins coming in, and then like look at this right here. This is recently added on Coin Market Cap, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm toggling between the screens too fast, let me know because I have a bad habit of doing that sometimes.
No, I
Um,
I can see it. I'm following.
but Topaz, come on, they got a coin called Squid Game Protocol,
That just happened. Really?
right?
But
But
a cute name is nice, but I like what is the point? So okay, so the white paper would be what
you
they
want to take a
tell
look at the
you
white
that
paper?
they are doing. Like they're telling you what their reputation is, and then you got to see if it matches.
Right, Topaz. So
Okay.
let's take a look at the white paper. Okay, so they're so new, the white paper ain't even listed. So maybe they have it on their website.
Hmm.
Now, I haven't seen Squid Games yet.
It's
Um,
good. You should
is
watch
it?
it. I liked it,
I
but
don't know. I heard
I
there's a.
like. And then there's also this binge thing on Netflix that I was watching where it's different series of how computers can mess up our lives. So like what if one of them just and a long story short, one of the episodes was where when people were trying to use computers to matchmaking and they didn't like it, it was uncomfortable because the computer didn't have emotion, but it actually got the right answer. So it's just different series like that, different ways computers can infiltrate our life. So I like that series too, and Squid Game. So, but go ahead.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you know what, Topaz? Since we're talking about Squid Game and we're taking a quick look at this coin, right? The
Mm-hmm.
reason I stayed away from watching Squid Game is because, and you're gonna think I'm soft, but I don't care. But there's a lot of blood. I heard
Oh yeah,
one of my
yeah.
homies said, and I'm not a big fan of blood. I, you
Well,
know.
Okay, so let me say this: the way they kill the people, they just shoot them. There's no gory scenes where they're like, gutting anybody or stabbing anybody. No, they just shoot them. And
Okay.
it's quick.
Now, Topaz, if you want to play Squid Game, the crypto version, it looks
No.
like they making a game out of this called Squid Game Protocol, right?
Yeah, but the moral of the story would tell me not to want to play this. I don't want to put my money here. That's the point. So that's just not very smart, in my opinion. Like,
But see,
you're talking about
Topaz,
branding something.
Topaz, you've seen it. I haven't. But
Right.
guess what? Squid Game right now is the number one
Yep. It's like
series
3
on
weeks now.
Netflix.
It's been number one for a few weeks too.
Exactly. And Topaz, do you remember a few years ago? And I'm bringing some reference here to. Do you remember a few years ago when Pokemon Go was very popular on phones? You remember that? I never played it, but people would be in public playing Pokemon, and
And
somebody got
running
hit
in the
by a
poles
car.
and stuff. Yeah.
I think this is one of those things. So these people, and this is what you said, Topaz, and this is why I'm so glad we're doing this show. A lot of people, Topaz, are gonna fall for coins like these. They're known as, they call them meme coins, right? And meme coins is something, you know what a meme is, right?
Right.
It's basically taking a popular image or a popular slogan or saying, and then capitalizing off of that wave, basically, right?
Okay, but that's annoying to me as an adult, and here's why: is because if it's not going to have it, like, what if you're for the instance, this one with Squid Game, right? If you're basing your coin on the idea of the Squid Game protocol, if it's not something like that, that means you just took the name because it's popular, and you're just not actually putting time and effort into branding it. You don't see this lasting very long either. It's a fad. It's interesting now, and it's going to go away.
And I agree. I totally agree. And this is one of the reasons why, Topaz, I'll be honest with you. Did I put money in Shiba Inu before it was on Coinbase and this and that? Yes, I did. But here's what I always say, and this is why I say I'm not a financial advisor, but what I did is I put in what I like to call lunch money or club money, right? Instead of going to the club the weekend, what's the average night out? Like, even not a club, but a restaurant. Maybe $50 to $100, right?
Right. But and then if you went to a club or nightclub, that's money gone with no chance of return. So you're not losing anything technically. You switching vices.
That is true.
That's
that is one way to look.
But with the cryptocurrency, there's at least a possibility of getting it back.
But here's the thing. You know what, Topaz? You bring up a good point. I'd rather put my $100 into a cryptocurrency than spending money on alcohol and playing a club fee cover when,
Ballet.
at the next day I might wake up with a headache. You know what I'm saying? So I'm 36 years old. I might go to a nice lounge or something like that, but I know you're younger than me. You're 26, so for you, clubbing still might be the
I
thing.
was kidding. I'm not younger than you, but I'm around your age. I will say that.
Okay, but I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure you've been to a club or two in your day as well as I.
Yeah.
Like, there's probably better things you can think of putting $100 in than wasting it on overpriced liquor and
yeah. But you know what, Solo? Look, it was different for women because I didn't necessarily come out of pocket going to the club. So
I know, Topaz. You know, they came over there like, yo, can I buy you a drink?
Yeah, exactly. So first of all, we got in free. Men would buy you drinks. They would probably take you to breakfast afterwards too. Men have paid for valet parking for me. So sometimes you leave the club with more money than you went in, but just
really
saying that was in the past. Men don't do that now in clubs, so that's why I'm not there.
Well, you're at the wrong club. I can tell you.
And plus, I'm done. I did all of that, so now I want to do something else. I just don't have the energy anymore.
So let's go to this. But here's the thing, Topaz. You did bring up a good point. Yes, you might make money on this or you might lose money on this, right? So let's take a look at the protocol benefits. So our glassy pinky bank is filled with, is that $10,000 worth of BUSD? Below you will see how it is being allocated for the next rounds of games. So they're doing this, they're modeling this after the TV show in a way where you can win $10,000, right? But here's the thing. If you don't win, then you probably might lose the money, or you might just have the token. Now, there's a 10% tax fee. A lot of these meme coins are doing this now, Topaz.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, what that means is every time you try to sell your coin, they take a 10% tax fee. And then what they do is they either burn it or they redistribute it to the hodlers.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they do that? The 10% tax fee for most of these meme coins are to encourage people not to sell, right? So that
Right.
way these coins don't get what they call a pump and dump.
Mm-hmm.
I know in certain spaces in YouTube, they use pump and dump. But what I'm talking about here is financially, where they pump a coin up, and then when it reaches like the apex or the top, they dump the coin for a profit, and then
Mm-hmm.
somebody gets left holding the bag. Does that
Mm-hmm.
make sense? That
Yes.
is an actual term, so it's not me trying to be a pervert or nothing like that. It's just what they call it. Now,
Okay.
a breakdown. This is a breakdown. So
This
what?
sounds like the casino, actually, because if you that means you get a chance of winning $10,000.
Facts. But see, Topaz, I'm so glad we're having this because once again, I'm not advertising this coin. Let me be clear.
Right.
I didn't even know about this coin until I clicked on it. I
Mhm.
don't own this coin. And you know what, Topaz? If somebody were to ask me, if you were to ask me publicly, privately, or somebody even in your chat, should I get into this? I would probably say no. Why? What's the utility? Okay, so basically, it's like, okay, so you're playing a game where it's gambling, but what is the chance of you winning $10,000?
Right. One out of however many people are entering.
You better off buying $1,000 worth of Ethereum, holding it for 5 years, and you make your 10,000 that way.
Now, what are these other percentages here?
Okay,
50%.
I was just gonna get into that. So burn. So now a lot of coins have a what they call an outrageous circulating supply, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what the circulating supply, and they haven't shown theirs yet, but what the circulating supply is, it shows you how many coins they have, and and that will dictate if a coin can reach $1 fast or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not always the case, but it is true in a lot of coins. So what they're trying to do is they have a 0.50% burn rate. So what that means, Topaz, is that every time somebody buys or sells a coin, they burn less than 0.5%. Why do they do that? To get that liquidity, that circulating supply down. Because here's the thing, Topaz.
And if it's rare, then it goes higher. So they're trying to get to $1 faster.
You got it. Yep. Man,
Okay.
Topaz, you're going to be teaching crypto here really soon. You already get
Well,
this.
first, let me buy something real quick and get rich, and then I can spend all my day on here talking about crypto. Please make sure I can practice it. I'm trying to make today. I'm understanding the process, and then if I can practice it, then I'll be back on here.
That's what's up. But you catch on very quick. Like a lot of this stuff, that it took me like a good year or two to learn. So you catch on very quick. I can already tell. The future development, they also call it marketing sometimes, but that the development means like if they decide to do like upgrades on the cryptocurrency, right? Like maybe upgrade the code or something like that, or spend it on marketing. 1.5% of every time it gets sold, of the 10% tax.
Mm-hmm.
So this is 10% tax, and they telling you what they're using the tax for. So that
Yeah, but if nobody ever buys or sell, wait a minute. So the 10%, does it come from the person who bought it or sold it? And then if nobody does any exchanges, then that means they can't do any of this.
Okay, so the 10%, great question, Topaz. So the 10% is on all buys, transfers, and fees.
Okay.
And then not only that, so whenever you buy it, there's a 10% tax.
Yeah, so when you get
sell it,
into it, you pay the 10% up front.
exactly.
And then if you transfer it out, then you got to pay 10 more.
Another 10%. If you sell it, 10%. Now, Topaz, let's be clear. Not every cryptocurrency does that.
Right.
It's just some of these newer ones. Why? Why do
Because
they do that?
they don't have, like, they can't keep going. So basically this is like overhead.
Exact. It's over. Exact. That's one way to look at it. Yes, but that is true what you're saying. But also, Topaz, they're trying to pump up the price as fast as they can.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know you're gonna get taxed 10%, are you gonna be cashing out your coins right away? Probably not.
Nope.
You're probably gonna think twice. Are you gonna be trying to transfer it or move it? Probably not, because you know you're gonna get taxed 10%. And
So
so
any money that comes in, they want to make sure it stays.
right. And
Okay.
that's why to me, Topaz, um, a coin like this, I can't justify buying it with 10% because if I buy Ethereum, I'm not gonna get taxed 10%.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with the Ethereum fees, goodness gracious, they're high right now. But Bitcoin ain't no 10% fees. It's just this has become the new wave where now, Topaz, and I'm glad that you said this, what you said earlier. A lot of people are now coming into the market because of the fact that these coins are sexy. Like I said, for lack
Mm-hmm.
of better terminology, these coins are fun. Like the Squid Game protocol coin, people would rather do this and lose money than invest in something that, heck, even Neem, in my opinion, would be a better choice.
Yeah.
But why is that? Why, Topaz? Because we live in a society where marketing, where everything is shallow, right? People
Mm-hmm.
care more about the superficial than the official. That's what I like to call it. That means the substance of something. So a
Mm-hmm.
coin like this, Topaz, like, yeah, you might be able to play the game, but you're getting taxed 10% as soon as you cop it. That's not when you sell. Now, Empire token has a 10% tax too. I like Empire, but you only get taxed when you sell.
Mm-hmm.
This, you get taxed when you sell, transfer, and trade. And then on top of that, Topaz, now tell me if this ain't a robbery. You get a 5% penalty every time you sell. So
Wait.
you getting taxed 15%.
Yeah. So no, I don't. No,
So you're not a fan of
that's a lot of my money.
it is. It is. Now, Topaz, now you're wondering, how do they get the money? Well, 6% of the tax, see, they're only putting up 40% of the money up. So, like, they're putting up 4 stacks. The other 6%, that comes from their users. Then 2% to the team. So they're
Mm-hmm.
making money. They're using your money for the pot, that 10,000, and they're
Exactly.
using then the team gets a 2% cut.
Yep.
Now, Topaz, if this don't sound like a finesse, I don't know what it.
Yeah, see, I'm guessing that they don't think people are going to read this because I just kind of feel like, well, it looks like you don't need to be getting into the crypto game, at least not making a coin, because you can't afford to do so, and you haven't figured out like where this other money is supposed to come from. Basically, I'm paying you.
But here go the thing, Topaz. People are still gonna buy a coin like this because people want to make money.
Well, gambling because it's a
Exactly.
possibility of winning $10,000.
Exactly. And so this Squid Game and then token allocation, 100% liquidity on DEX. So that's their D app that's on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
But here's one thing they don't tell you, and this is why even more suspicious. So this is their roadmap, Topaz. You see how they got phase one,
Mm-hmm.
phase two, phase three.
Mm-hmm.
Every crypto is going to call it differently. They call theirs phases. Some cryptos call it step one, step two.
Mm-hmm.
Empire calls their step because it's the empire building. But every
Mm-hmm.
crypto has their own thing. So their first phase, they've already done it. Is create the website. Okay, we're on the website. Launch on Binance Chain. Check on webpage, white paper, blah blah blah. That's fine. Topaz, remember when I told you that anybody can make a cryptocurrency? Like you can go on a website where they can pre-make it for you.
Right.
And also another thing is people don't realize this, but to get on Binance is very, very easy to do. Now, Binance is a big exchange, and everybody thinks, ooh, Binance. But Binance, they let basically anybody and their mother on. It's not hard to get on Binance.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's more impressive if somebody can get on Coinbase, because with Coinbase, typically they have a more of a thorough vetting process, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or even crypto.com. But getting on Binance, Topaz, you can make a coin today and you could be on Binance by next week. It's that easy. That's why Binance is going through a lot of trouble because they're associated with certain shady business practice. And by the way, Binance is illegal in the United States. Binance is an exchange,
Mm-hmm.
but people have a way around it. I personally do not use Binance. Anybody listening, and I will say this: stay the f away from Binance. I got locked out in 2019 and I didn't have a lot of money on there, but it was still $1,500, Topaz. And up
Oh,
to this day, they won't give me my money back because they won't let me log in. So stay away from Binance.
yeah.
So then they got phase two. The problem, Topaz, is we don't know what phase they on
Mm-hmm.
because I don't think they have no billboards. But typically, when they have a roadmap, they will tell you um, what date they're trying to accomplish it by. Sometimes they say quarter one or quarter two, quarter three, quarter four. And the quarters are based on the fiscal year, right? In the
Mm-hmm.
financial sector. So now, since it's October, we are in quarter four until December 31st. And then January, we go back into quarter one or brand new quarter one, right?
Mm-hmm.
But really, I mean, so it's just based on the game. Now, they claim to have partnerships with CoinGecko, but that doesn't mean, and I know you can't really see it. Pancake Swap. Notice how this is how shady they are, Topaz. Why is it that you can't see their partners?
Yeah, and then the partner to do what? It doesn't mean that those companies are actually supporting this coin.
Thank you, Topaz. That's what I'm saying. So, back in 2017, that used to be one of the things everybody would talk about, right? Oh man, they got partnerships with this and that. Partnerships, it's not that they don't mean anything, but if you get listed on CoinGecko, does that make you a partner? That's like
No,
saying, Topaz, I'm a partner with you because we're doing a stream, right?
right,
That's not necessarily the case. I mean, if me and you started doing like a weekly or monthly crypto show, then yeah, we would be considered partners, right? But if we
right.
do one show, that doesn't make us partners. It just means you have a guest on the show, right? So
Well,
that's
and
kind of
also
like
like
what
you
they're trying to
said,
make it seem like, huh?
yeah, and actually, and what you also just said was if you're listed on Coinbase, it means they recognize you and they have information on you. You're still not their partner. So what difference does it make? I don't need to know who you have partners by. I need to know who says that your coin is legitimate.
Well, and that's why Coinbase is very reputable, right? In regards to that, because like I said, they have a very strict vetting process, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, However, I will say that partnerships to me, what a partnership means is that let's say Microsoft says, "Yo, we're using Squid Game Protocol as one of our games on our platform,"
Mm-hmm.
and they're allowing us to license their game. That to me is a partnership.
Mm-hmm. Or
Would you
either
agree with that?
you could use Squid Game coins to do stuff to buy Microsoft products and stuff like from their
Right.
website.
Now, Topaz, there is one red flag, another red flag to me here. You know what that is? So Topaz, we already established one thing, right? So we
Mm-hmm.
know this is a gaming coin,
Mm-hmm.
but no, and we know they have a 10% tax, but they don't tell us how many coins they got.
Yeah.
Did you peep that?
Yeah, or market cap or none of the other stuff. Like
So
this
hold on,
actually sounds like a video game and not cryptocurrency.
so let's do this. I want to see if okay, they don't even come up in livecoinwatch.com. So they don't tell you how many coins they got, but hold on. Let's go on coin market cap. Okay. So they got 45 billion coins.
Mm-hmm. Just like spoiler
45 point
alert, just like in the movie.
what's oh, was that a spoiler alert?
Yeah, $45 billion was the prize money.
Okay,
Well,
so
45.6 million.
so they got 45 billion coins. That's a lot of coins, Topaz, right?
Mm-hmm.
They got a $7 million market cap, and even the market cap hasn't been verified, right?
Right.
Now look at this, Topaz. The team hasn't verified the market cap. This is what it's saying. However, according to the project, its self-reported circulating supply is 45.6 billion with a self-reported market cap of 8 million. Now, Topaz,
How do
I'm
they know?
sorry, but if a third party like CoinMarketCap can't verify your market cap, I don't trust your numbers
Right.
because it's like me making a coin called um let's call it struggle coin, right? Because I don't want to use the word. I bet you there's a high value coin too. God forbid. I mean, there's already a simp coin.
I
But
hope not. We need to just do normal people stuff. Okay, that's
hold
what
on,
needs to
let
happen.
me look it up. I just want to see if there is a thing called high value coin or something like that. Okay, it's not here yet.
Yeah.
HVM coin, but they got a simp token. We know that. Um,
I was not expecting that.
well, you'd be shocked. I mean, they got all types of weird coins. They have one called Ghetto Coin. Yeah, no.
See, no, I don't want that. Stop. Like, just why can't people just be normal? Why do we need a coin called ghetto coin? What does that do?
But that's what I'm saying, Topaz. Like, what happens is anybody can get into this game and make their
I
own
see.
coin. Now, Topaz, the good news is if there's a coin called Ghetto Coin, are you going to buy it? Probably not.
No.
Probably,
No.
probably not.
That's what I left. I don't want to go back to it. Why would I want to? I don't want that in my. I don't want to even want that in my wallet.
But this coin right here, Topaz, there's red flags. Whenever you see something like this, you see it's got that little, I don't know what they call it, a red
Like the
flag
alert
or
symbol, the little exclamation point.
that's a red flag. This is a new coin, literally, and it's something, Topaz, I would not get into for various reasons. And I think you're in agreement with me that you wouldn't get into it as well, even though you did enjoy watching Squid Game. But
Right.
you wouldn't
Yeah.
get into
It's
this
not enough
coin.
to put my money in it.
Yeah. So why am I bringing this up? Because at the end of the day, Topaz, like I said, right now, what the biggest wave is are these meme coins, right? Look, they got a coin called Half a Pizza.
Mm-mm.
These coins are not, look, Topaz, I hate to say this, and I'm not trying to be dismissive, but there's certain coins that you should already know by their name. Maybe it's not a good coin.
Right. This. I
Just
mean, no. What is half a pizza doing? Is somebody probably what
Half a
hungover or
Pizza.
something?
Let's take a look at the white paper because they have 1.7 million in as the market cap, and they've got
Wait, the market cap is money, right? Like how many?
yeah.
Okay, so let me just ask this: if they're going to even like, so there's basically 45 billion coins, and they're going to have a total of $8 million worth, or is each coin would be worth $8 million?
So the price is dictated by how many people are number one, how many of the coins are basically being sold. So out of this one has 9 billion, right?
Right.
But when we talk about that Squid Game token, out of the 45 billion, let's say 35 billion were sold.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in the crypto market, it's about abundance, but it's also about scarcity. So what I mean by that is when you have a 45 billion circulating supply, that's a lot. However, if 35 billion are sold, now you're starting to get into scarcity levels. You
Mm-hmm.
know why? Because there aren't as many coins available as there were before. And that's going to drive the price up. That's the simple rule of thumb, right?
Right.
Now, there are other things that can drive a price up. Like if you look at this pizza coin, they're looking to do NFTs and a store. That's dope. So
Mm-hmm.
that's actually a dope idea because NFTs are kind of known as non-fungible tokens. They're the wave. So okay, wait, we gotta get away from that. That's a little inappropriate. But
What?
you see that they've got different NFTs that you can buy,
Right.
and that can also drive a price up or the value up of a coin because the NFTs have become very popular. Now I'll be honest with you, Topaz. I don't understand the zombie punk buying this. I don't care for that. But I understand that that NFT stopped selling. I understand that NFTs have gone up. Why? Because it's a great tax write-off. Did you know that if you buy art, you can write that off on your taxes?
Yes.
And so that's why NFTs, Topaz, have become popular as well. So half a pizza, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, their site looks a little, um, looks a little outdated, but they look like they're doing NFTs and they're also doing some gaming, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so this shows you how many of the coins they got locked, meaning stored away for liquidity. Because
Mm-hmm.
what's going to help a coin is accelerate in terms of market cap and value is when if it has a large amount of them that you lock them away, right? That's what Shiba Inu did. They had like a quadrillion coins and they gave half of the coins to Vitalik Buterin of Ethereum, and he sold like 1 billion of it. He donated it to the Indian Foundation when there was a flood,
Mm-hmm.
and that did crash the price actually because Shiba Inu then went from an all-time high 0.000038 I believe, and then it crashed. But now Shiba's about to go back up. So what I'm saying is with this, for all you guys that are into meme coins, I know people are gonna get into it because people are gonna see a name like Simcoin or or they've Brenda coin. I think they got one called Brenda coin. I know they got one called Pod coin, and no, I'm not the owner or vendor of that, Topaz. I promise you that.
Oh Lord, see, it
You
just gets
know,
worse.
Come on
Well,
now.
you know what? I don't want a coin that has a gimmicky name. I want a coin that somebody picked the name because it has something to do with the actual token, and like I don't know. I just want it to be grown up. I don't want it to be.
But that's what I'm okay, Topaz. And the reason why we're having this conversation is because right now, as probably in
Mm-hmm.
the crypto market, it's the gimmicky coins that are doing very well right now.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, what does that mean? Does that mean Ethereum, Bitcoin, ADA, and some of these other coins won't do well? No, because they are doing well. A lot of these gimmicky coins, Topaz, these coins that you see right here, like Shiba Puppy, it's
Mm-hmm.
not going to be around a year from now.
Well, yeah.
Big
So
okay.
they're doing good now, but then once it's over or something else comes out, it'll be a crash.
ADA boy. Yeah, I mean a lot of these coins, Topaz, ADA boy. A lot of these coins, what they're trying to do, like ADA boy. Remember,
Mm-hmm.
we looked at ADA, the website
Right.
before, and their white paper.
Right.
ADA's already out, but they're trying to ride the wave of another coin. You get what
Okay.
I'm saying? So it's
Yep.
kind of like rappers do this all the time. Remember, there used to be a rapper by the name of he had that one song called Panda
Oh, designer.
Designer. Well, whose wave was he riding?
Future.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember
Now, when was the last
now
time you
I've
heard
not
about?
listened to his music. I remember the discussions.
Right, but you know what? And in the designer's defense, I will say this, Topaz. Panda was a big song.
Yeah.
It was probably one of the biggest songs that year. But where's designer now?
No clue.
And Future's still making music.
Mm-hmm.
Future's still relevant. But have you heard anybody talk about designer in the last year or two, or is he still relevant?
I haven't. I haven't heard it.
So that's what I'm saying, Topaz. These coins are like designer. Like, yeah, they might be hot for the moment. That's what I want people to understand. Like these coins, like Power Block, Red Floki, all these fancy names, they might be hot for the moment, but in a year or two, Topaz, they will be forgotten. So basically, what I'm saying is they're one-hit wonders at best.
Right.
Does that
Well,
make
I mean,
sense?
I guess you could possibly make money if you get out right before, but then that's why you have to pay all the extra money to get in, and then also to sell. So that if you do that, you might make a little bit, but they still get some profit, like the 6% and the 2%. That's 8% already.
But Topaz, with the coin like that, and I'm glad you brought that up, you got to get in early,
Yeah.
like super early, and then the coin got to jump. That's why Shiba Inu. Nobody knew if Shiba was going to do what it did. Not even I did when I talked about it. But Shiba has delivered. You know what I'm saying? But not all these coins are like Shiba. And a lot of coins think that they can do what Doge and Shiba did, but 9 out of 10 of them won't.
Mm-hmm.
And the market is too saturated now because now a lot of people, and I know I suffer from this, I call it coin fatigue. And what coin fatigue is basically, Topaz, is that there's so many coins out that you get tired of them.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why, Topaz, just to keep it simple, my rule of thumb, if you're a beginner, is stick to the top 10, top 30 coins. And so what I say is you don't have to buy all 30 of them, but just to pick about 2 or 5 that you like. You know, maybe pick 2 from the top 10, Bitcoin and Ethereum, or Ethereum and ADA,
Mm-hmm.
or Ethereum and XRP, right? And then educate yourself as much as you can on 2 coins. And then once you feel like, okay, I understand what this coin is about, I understand who created it, I understand how long it's been active, the supply, what their purpose is, then you can move on to another coin. But the mistake a lot of beginners do, Topaz, is there's over 12,000 coins. They see all these coins and they look at Bitcoin and they see the price and it's a psychological barrier. Even Ethereum now at 3,000. Topaz, I remember when Ethereum was $100
Oh.
in 2017. And you know what I thought? Oh, it's too much. Topaz, you know what I would give now for Ethereum to be $100?
So wait a minute. So people are basically looking at these lists trying to find one that's like $20 or something before they
Right,
can purchase a whole one. But
right.
you
But
don't have to have a whole one. Like I think, yeah, like you said, it's a barrier and it's not helpful because I think that means they're not understanding how all of this works. You don't have to have a whole entire coin.
it,
It's nice because then you can watch the money grow as the coin amount grows, but not
exactly, Topaz.
necessary.
It's kind of like buying stocks, right? I
Mm-hmm.
own Tesla stock, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I own Apple stock, but I don't own a whole Apple stock. I got part of an Apple stock. You feel me?
Right.
That I bought for $200-$300 or something like that, right?
Right.
So what I'm saying is that, and you bring up an excellent point, Topaz. The problem is a lot of people don't know that unless they're told or they do their research. And the issue is, Topaz, and to be honest with you, and and I got to keep it real with you, especially when it comes to money, when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to us black people, and I don't, and this ain't no black men or black women, I'm talking as a collective, is that we're not taught about like investing or finances in our households, right?
Right.
Because let's be honest, our parents probably didn't know about it. So how are they going to pass that knowledge to us, right?
Well, that's why
So
I actually was doing these streams, is because at least if we get the knowledge out there, you can't say you didn't know.
exactly, but here's also a thing, Topaz, is that a lot of us don't come from that background. Like I remember one of my boys telling me that he went to um when he was younger, he played on the soccer team, and then he went to have dinner with one of his white friends, and the dad was talking to the son about stocks and investing at 17. And my boy, it left an impression with him because he's like, "Yo, my," and he had a father in this household. My dad never talked to me about investing stuff like this, right? So what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying is that for those of you in the chat who have children, start talking to them about this stuff because they're not going to learn this in high school, Topaz. You know that.
Right.
They're not going to learn this even in college unless they take a particular class. You feel me?
Right.
And even in college, they might not teach them this. By the time they learn this in college, a lot of this, what they teach in college, that information will be outdated because the crypto market moves so fast. It changes literally every 6 months now, and daily actually. So the point I'm trying to make is that unless somebody tells you this information or you do your research, a lot of us don't know. And the biggest culprit that I found personally, Topaz, and this is why I commend you for doing a show with Sydney as well as
Mm-hmm.
myself, is that you're willing to like listen to this information and then do your own research. And this is there's a term in the Bible, I know a lot of people don't believe in it, but I like to read it. But for lack of knowledge my people perish.
Yes, that is very
You know what
true.
I'm saying? So what I'm saying is this, Topaz, the point I'm trying to make is that people have to start taking ownership and when it comes to their financial education, because nobody's going to give you this information
Right.
unless you're looking for it.
Yeah, but you know what? Our people also don't even want to know. Like they don't have the desire. It's not like somebody is keeping it from them. It's the fact that you literally have to chase down our people to make them listen to it, and then they don't have the interest, so they're not going to do anything with it. But so that's what I run up against. And then so you didn't want to learn about it, and then if I get the information and I utilize it, now you expect me to do something to help you, but I tried initially.
Topaz, I remember in 2017, just to add on to what you're saying, I was talking about crypto, and a brother left a comment in a video, and he said, "Yo, Solo, when you hit that lick or that bag, let me know, and then I'm a jump on." I'm thinking to myself,
Really?
brother, I'm telling you
You
right
can hit your
now,
own
when I
bag.
hit
Like,
that
why do
lick,
you have to
it's gonna
watch
be too
mine?
late for you.
Yeah, that's exactly. And he actually typed it. But the sad thing is, there are a lot of people who feel that way and don't actually type it.
But see, Topaz, there used to be a marketer named Ty Lopez. Do you remember him?
Mm-mm.
Ty Lopez is this big marketing guru, right?
Mm-hmm.
You probably seen it on the commercials before you play a YouTube video. He would be like, "Hey guys, I'm in my garage. Here's my book collection, right? showing hundreds of books. But then he would move the camera over to his Lambo. He's like, you guys don't want to know about the books and the knowledge. You guys want to see the car. And you know what, Topaz? It worked. You know why it worked? Because he understands how people operate. People would rather see fancy things like beautiful women, cars, and jewelry than actually get information like this. You know what I'm saying? Because people want to be sold on the fantasy, not the reality.
If they see the race cars and the beautiful women or whatever, like that's their motivation for doing it. They're not doing it because they want to be self-sufficient. They're doing it for the fun.
Facts, Topaz. So now when you see me throw up the pogs, now you get why I do what I do?
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you now?
Yes. I didn't know what you were trolling, but I kind of had, I don't know, I just had a feeling that it was like, picking at somebody. So
Hey, Topaz, listen. Ain't no shame in my game. That's all I got to say. But now you get it. And you know what? I even said this and I've made this public. I'm not telling you something that I've said before, but it's like, unless I throw a big booty black woman up or a thick white woman up on the screen, these brothers ain't gonna listen.
And that's sad. You know what? To be honest with you, when I tell men to want more for yourself, I know I sound like a hater. I sound like a prude or whatever, but it's an actual reason. How does anybody target another man? You send a woman over there. So if you know that, why are you still falling for it? You could be distracted from any goal that you have. You can be defeated in any competition if a woman that you find attractive walks by. And that's all it takes.
And you know what Topaz, and not to veer off topic, but this is not just a black man issue or man issue, but this is a general public issue.
Yeah.
Like information like this, Topaz, you got to understand, Topaz, I don't come from a financial background. You feel me? I come from a medical background, sure, but not a financial background. And this stuff is boring. But you know what, Topaz? When you see your portfolio and you see your money go double, triple, quadruple, that and you see that shit in real life, in real time, that ain't nothing to me. Topaz, you won't think I'm wild, but to me, that's better than sex.
No, I do not think you're wild. And I actually think that that's a great thing. And here's the thing, it's boring technically, but I just like to know stuff. And this has been something that had eluded me. So I didn't like the fact that I didn't understand it. So that's why I keep bringing y'all over here to do these streams.
Right. And I'm not talking about you.
I don't want to not know.
I'm speaking and I'm not attacking you. I'm speaking for the general public, right?
Right.
Because here's something that people don't realize. At the end of the day, a lot of these old rich guys that you see in Washington or in New York City or on Wall Street, you don't think that they have fun doing tricking off their money or going trial? Of course they do, but they are disciplined enough to learn about what matters most. They understand that, hey, for me to have fun, I first got to have my money right. You feel me? But a lot of us, especially in this generation, that's why it's not just a black thing. It's also a generational thing with, millennials and Generation Z, is they don't understand the concept of delayed gratification. They want everything now because Generation Z, Topaz, they grew up on smartphones. A lot of them never saw a landline,
right?
So they're used to everything coming fast. And now with this technology, that a lot of people don't have the patience to sit down and even read a book, much less a website or a blog or even watch a whole YouTube video through where they could learn this type of information. No,
but you know what they will watch is arguments and gripes and yelling, screaming, fights if somebody were ever to go live doing that. So
because it's entertaining. It's entertaining. And you know what, Topaz, I do have about 10 minutes left. We definitely might have to do a part 2.
Yes, I was gonna just say that too. Is that like we're coming up on almost 2.5 hours, and so the question and answer is gonna have to be if they put the comment in the comment section. Ask your questions there, and then we can schedule a time to.
We'll definitely do a part 2. But there's another thing, Topaz, that I want to show real quick. And what we've been doing here, when I've been showing you the white paper, also the website, it's the tokenomics, right? Looking at the market cap. That's that's where you look at the numbers of a token and the data, right?
Mm-hmm.
Another thing I like to do is I like to look at the community. Like I was telling you, I like to look at the Reddit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that lets me know, okay, is a coin popping or not? I mean, if let's put it into simple terms, you know how you know an R&B singer's popping or a
See their
rapper's popping,
name, they're
Topaz?
trending. It's all over the place.
Exactly, and that's the same thing with a coin. Now, Topaz, you mentioned something that don't mean anything because it could be a crappy coin that's popping. I'll give you that.
Well, depending
That's
on what
true.
they say. Like if they're saying the numbers didn't add up, this doesn't make sense, this doesn't look like, this doesn't follow the market, if that would mean it's a crappy coin, like people are
Right.
talking about it. But if
So,
it's
so
one that
Topaz, let me
everybody's
ask you
happy
this:
with,
when you look at a coin, do you ever look at their social media just to see what they saying on Reddit or Twitter, or is that
no,
have you
I
ever
didn't
done that?
know. I didn't know about that until just now. So that'll be part of it going forward.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that you do. It's just like if you check out a YouTuber, right? You
Mm-hmm.
probably didn't just watch the one video that I made that day about that one weird guy. You probably look to see, okay, does he have some crypto videos? Okay, he does, right?
Right.
So with the Reddit, like this is Ethereum's Reddit. These are hot topics. I like to look at the new as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this gives you an idea of how active the community is. Look at there was a post 31 minutes ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this talks about like gas fees, right? Then you have another post about 2 hours ago. Now for a Sunday, that's good. Two
Mm-hmm.
hours ago, right? And
Mm-hmm.
typically you're gonna notice a pattern, Topaz. A lot of these communities tend to be more active during the early morning day. Towards the
Mm-hmm.
evenings, especially on a Sunday, not so much. Because guess what? People are getting ready to go to work tomorrow, right?
Right.
Stuff like that. So this says a lot. Now the Reddit shows you how bullish a community is. Now, with some of the newer coins, I do give them a pass because some of the newer coins, especially if they're not very popular, they're not going to get a lot of traffic like Ethereum will or Bitcoin will or etc. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because and then sometimes they're not going to get a lot of traffic because you might be early. So what I'm saying is, with the social media, it's important, but don't let that dictate your decision. Because, like you said, Topaz, and you said it perfectly. Don't just go off a coin because of the hype. You know what I'm saying? Don't just go
Right.
off a coin because of the hype. And so, like I said, coinmarketcap.com. Um, if you want to put that in the chat, that is a good website to check out. It gives you the website. It gives you the community. Check out their Telegram groups. The Telegram groups too. Telegram is an app. It's kind of like WhatsApp. The Telegram group will let you know how active they are, and you can ask questions. And there are people that may know a lot. Be very careful though in the Telegram groups because there are a lot of scammers that are looking to pry on people. So they might try to sell you another coin. If anybody ever tells you, Topaz, yo, send me 5 Ethereum and I'll send you 10, it's a scam.
Mm-mm. Yeah,
You know,
because that means you want what I have more than I want what you have.
facts. It's a scam. It's a scam. But yeah, checking the white paper, the website is mandatory. The community is mandatory, as well as checking out the team,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, the team, it used to mean a lot because back in the day, at Crypto Team, you had to have credentials. Now, I'm not going to give you no high value man credentials, but what I'm saying is, if you had a team where somebody was an engineer in the past for Facebook, Google, or Amazon, that gave them more credibility, right? Because it meant that for them to get to the company, they have to be somewhat educated or somewhat, very well to do in their field to get an engineering job at Facebook or something like that, right?
Right.
Well, nowadays, Topaz, not to take away from that, that is still impressive, but it doesn't mean squat. For me, what impresses me more is if somebody already has experience with another coin. So, for example, if you look at Ethereum, it was created by Vitalik Buterin, but there are a lot of other guys that are now very well known. Gavin Wood, for example, um, he is part of. He created Ethereum as well, and Gavin Wood, if I'm not mistaken, now is part of Polkadot, if I'm not mistaken, because Gavin Wood is also a very well known guy. He's a computer scientist. Uh, he did Polkadot and Kusama. These are all projects actually that are doing well as well.
Mhm.
Polkadot is just another. It's just another version of Ethereum. Basically, it's just but more scalable. Allegedly, Charles Hoskinson. We talked about him earlier. He is the creator of ADA, right? He worked
Mhm.
for Ethereum as well. There are a lot of people. Joseph Lubin, who's an entrepreneur as well, and he's in the crypto space as well. I don't know which coin, I forgot which one he does. But there's a lot of people that started in Ethereum and then they moved on to make their own coins. So they kind of, I guess you could call it, they had that when Ethereum did so well, that clout that they got off Ethereum, they were able to carry that to newer projects with them, right?
Right.
Nowadays, Topaz, you don't really have that. Why? Because back then, maybe you had a couple hundred coins. Now you have thousands. So you have people literally, and I'm not trying to be facetious, but you may have a 12-year-old who's in his mom's basement making a coin, right? So I'm not
Right.
saying that the team doesn't matter. It does. I think to me, um, I take more stock in it when somebody's willing to show their face than people that are willing to hide,
Yeah.
you know. So that's really that. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot, and you know what, Topaz, this is one of the reasons why I say that crypto is a steep learning curve. You're not gonna learn everything like this overnight because you can with even if you read the white paper, and let me leave it at this. You can read the white paper. You can look at the team, their social media. You can look at the market cap, the circulating supply, all of that, Topaz, and you can get the best coin. But guess what? The coin can still fail.
Well, yeah, because real life events, are going
Facts.
to. Okay. No, but you know what? I do want to say this though, Solo. Thank you so much for coming through. You and Sydney McTowell, y'all both helped me to understand more about now I do feel like there's more that I would need to learn and that it's gonna take practice. Like you guys have been doing this for years and I just started I've only talked about this in 2 conversations. So but I do feel like I can get there now. It's not as scary as it was initially.
Yeah, and you know what, Topaz? Like I said, don't be afraid to make mistakes, because you know what? I was afraid to make mistakes, and then I did make mistakes, not on purpose, but you
But it
know,
happened anyway,
it
because there's
happens anyway. So
yeah.
what I'm saying, Topaz, is don't think, oh, I want to be super careful, blah blah blah, because guess what, Topaz? It's through your mistakes that you learn
Right.
better, right? Now I'm not saying send $1,000, God
No,
forbid,
no, reasonable mistakes.
send $1,000 to the wrong wallet address. No, that's not the type of mistake I'm talking about. But I'm talking about maybe you invested in the wrong coin and you invested more money than you should have.
Hmm.
Take that L and learn from it. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to learn the hard way that I put $1,500 in a coin, Topaz. Let me show it to you. I always talk about it, known as Flixio, because everybody was talking about it was going to be the next YouTube,
Uh,
right?
hmm.
Flexio, Topaz, look at where it's at now.
Oh no, where
It's
was
at
it when
three.
you bought it?
It's at 3 cents.
Uh huh.
Where was it when I bought it?
Hmm.
Hold on 1 second. I'll show you. I ain't got nothing to hide. So they were gonna be the next YouTube. Look at this, Topaz. Look at this. I
Oh,
bought this
I thought
coin.
that chart was horrible.
I bought this coin back in April of 2008 when it was 18 cents.
Hmm.
And right now Topaz is 3 cents. This coin, Topaz, is what I call a pump and dump. You know
Yeah.
why? Notice how it pumped?
Hmm.
It ain't done shit in 3 years. Look at it. It ain't done nothing. And don't get me wrong, Topaz. Back then, it's at 3 cents. I went off of because they had their CEO was the same guy. He made an app called Popcorn, right?
Hmm.
And this app, Popcorn, was like a big app during that time. And so I thought to myself, whoa, well, they got this guy on there. This app is going to be popping, you know? And it didn't, Flexio crash, it didn't do anything. And I lost a lot of money on it. And so the point I'm trying to make is that even though they had a great guy, a guy who already had a track record, Topaz, of dealing with successful projects called Popcorn and whatnot, and they had a good team and they had a good idea in 2018. The coin, it never did anything. You see that? So what I'm
Yeah.
saying is that, you know, this is one of the reasons why I came up with the term club money. And it's not, talking about clubs, but the money that you would spend at a club or bar or going out to eat, instead of, Topaz, I put $1,500 in that coin.
Yeah, and sold at 250 or so, right?
No, like I said, it's on Binance still, and they won't let me cash out.
Okay. So, but
So
if you
yeah,
were
but
to sell
basically,
it, then it
Topaz,
would be two
I
two
took a
hundred
fifteen
fifty
hundred
dollars.
dollar L. I would have been better off buying Sim token.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying is you are gonna take L's like that, and um, people have to realize that in this market space, like just like you're investing in stocks, there's no guarantee. If there was a guarantee, Topaz, then we all would invest in guarantee coins. But that's why if people were to ask me, well, what are the top safest choice? I'll always say Ethereum, Bitcoin, and once XRP beats their case, XRP.
Hmm.
Those are the top three ones. And even Bitcoin, I'd rather you get into Ethereum and ADA and XRP than Bitcoin.
Right.
Because Bitcoin, in my opinion, is gonna go to 100K. I mean, I think there might be a dip first because there's gonna be a strike happening tomorrow. I don't know if you heard about that,
No, I didn't.
but I think there's gonna be a dip, and then I think it's gonna go to 80K. That's what I'm thinking. Doing that, but um, you're always gonna make money with Bitcoin. Anybody who um has been in Bitcoin and has healed their Bitcoin for at least 2 to 3 years, you're gonna make your money back times two. So if you got into Bitcoin when it went to 17,000, if you're still holding, you up right now
Hmm.
because if Bitcoin went down to 10,000, then it went down to 5,000 back in March of 2020. Now it's at 62. So what I'm saying is, what goes up must come down, and what is down must go up. That
Yeah,
is the
it's not
basic rule.
static. It's going to be moving. So,
Yeah.
don't get comfortable, basically.
Don't get comfortable, but also, like you were saying earlier, don't panic and get
Yeah.
discouraged when you start losing money, be-
Yeah.
because recognize that there's a lot of volatility in the market. Now, I think that the volatility will stabilize in the future once they do have regulations in. The main issue then might be, though, you're not going to hear all these millionaire stories and thousandaire stories and stories like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I think that it's the volatility that makes the market what it is. But it, it, and I'm not trying to talk down on it, but it can be scary because if you lose money, nobody wants to lose money. But
Right.
that's why you have to have ice cold vein and get your emotions out of it. Because if you are driven by emotions, that's how you lose money.
Right.
That's why, Topaz, you're gonna see when Bitcoin in a month or a month and a half in December, you're gonna see when Bitcoin's about to go to 100K and people are going crazy. They're gonna be like, "Yeah, I put $1,000 in." They're gonna put it in at 90 and 100, but they're gonna be putting it in at the top, and might make a little bit of money, but they're not gonna make as much money as somebody who's gonna get into it now, or somebody who got into it back in January when it was 30,000, or last year in March of 2020 when it was 5,000.
Hmm.
And I'm not saying that Bitcoin won't go higher than 100,000, but I'm just saying that in the interim, right now, in the short term, um, he who holds and doesn't fold will get the most, you know?
Right.
But yeah, I'm sorry. I know I've been rambling a lot, but
No,
I
no. I
definitely
mean, it
think
makes
that we
sense.
should do a part two so we can get into other things.
Okay.
Um, because to me, as you can tell, Topaz, I'm very passionate about this,
Right.
and there's a lot of nuances to learn, and I'm just trying to give you guys the game, right? Some
Right.
of the stuff that and that's why I do have a course up, Topaz. I don't know if you want I'll shoot you the link in the private
Okay.
chat. But I like I said, I've been doing this for 4 years. One of my mentors, he became a multi-millionaire, and I learned under his tutelage. I've made a lot of money off of crypto myself. I'm not saying I'm a millionaire, not even close, but I've made my share of thousands off of crypto. Yes, sir. And I believe that we have to be focused on this. And this is one of the reasons why I changed the directions of my channel. Shout out to Jay Shine. From what I
Mm-hmm.
was talking about, where I was talking about women primarily, to now, if you notice, 90% of my content is crypto, because I think this is what men, we need to be focused on our financial empowerment, our financial freedom. The women are going to be there, guys, if you focus on this. Women are always going to be around winners. Topaz will
Well,
tell you.
and
You
you
know what I'm
know what?
saying?
And there's a saying: you'll lose money chasing women, but you'll never lose women chasing money.
Exactly. Exactly. And I know somebody in the chat is saying, oh no, man, what about my broke homeboy? He gets all the women. I'm not talking about that guy. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
but he
you.
gets them short term. He doesn't actually get them, and they want to be there. There's usually some ulterior motive. That's not as on the up and up.
Right. But I think Topaz is very important. And it's just not for men. Topaz, what surprises me is that, you know, and on my channel, I've had a lot of women come look at my crypto content. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that surprised me initially, because I'm not gonna lie, I used to be a savage when it came to women. But you know what? Eventually, you have to grow up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And what people don't realize is that nobody this what we're talking about 10 years from now. Are you still going to be talking about, oh, black women this and white women that, or are you going to talk about, yeah, I'm on my way to buy a yacht? What type of
Exactly.
conversations do you want to have?
Well, to be honest with you, that's why the women are over there, is because, if men aren't buying yachts, then you want one, then I guess you got to figure out a way to get one yourself.
I'm just saying, Topaz, I'm not buying the yacht because I want a woman, but
No,
I'm
no,
just
you're
saying,
buying a yacht because you want to have boat days.
right. And you know what, Topaz, I will say this, and you might agree with me on this, but you know what I learned about successful men, whether they're financially successful or good with women? They seldom complain about women,
Yeah. There's no shortage.
you know? And you know what my mom used to say, and you might roll your eyes, but my mom always used to say, son, there's no such thing as an ugly millionaire.
Well, you know what? And that is a real thing in society. I still need to be able to look at his face and not cry, but there's a limit. I don't need him to have all the money in the world, but he can't be broke.
I totally understand that. And so for me personally, now Topaz, and I know that high value man conversation has been big, not just in the manosphere, but all over YouTube, right?
Hmm.
And social
And
media.
Instagram, yeah.
But I think let's keep it real. What people aren't talking about is not necessarily high value, but high earning.
Right.
I think that people get the conversation misconstrued or conflated. People, let's keep it real, because if you're talking about high value, why is it that people never talk about morality and integrity?
I said that, and then I got shushed, so I just stopped talking about it, and I checked out of the high value man conversation, because to me, I don't want a millionaire that does evil things. I don't
Well,
want
yeah,
to
like
be,
a Glendon Cameron. Yeah, I get it.
yeah,
I
like
get
that
it.
is that's
I don't
he's
think he's
using his
high
money
value.
for wrong.
I think he's a high earner. And so here's the thing, Topaz, and I'm not here to advocate tricking or whatever, right? But I'm saying this. If you are a man or a woman and you want a high earning man, there's nothing wrong with that. If
Hmm.
you're a man, you want to earn income so you can have a Instagram baddie, okay, that's your prerogative. But don't be complaining because you're not on that level that those type of women are seeking. Level up.
Well,
I'm
and here's
saying
the
that
thing.
publicly.
Money does have a place in society. You can't be naive enough to believe that money doesn't matter. Okay, so it does matter. The point is, where's the balance? There are certain things I'm never going to sell my soul to get, like certain money I don't want if I have to do certain things to get it. And so yeah, exactly. 6-figure days. Morality is questionable when it comes to rich people, because they never hear the word no. And so I don't want to deal with that. Money does not change you. It just unlocks characters that were closed off to you by poverty. So I don't want a rich man that when he asks or he wants to do something, it's going to be a horrible thing. And he's expecting not to hear no. I don't want that. So value has the value means that there is a way to exchange it, or it can be useful for some way. There's no use I have for a man that's evil.
And I look at it differently. I don't even look at money in regards to attracting a woman per se. I look at money as a tool for financial freedom. So
Exactly.
let's say I want to be able to go to Miami with my significant other on a moment's notice. To me, that's financial freedom,
Right.
where I don't have to punch a clock. That's financial freedom.
Right.
And I think that to me is more of a priority than trying to find happiness in between a woman's legs. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to be
You know what?
crude. I'm just being
No,
honest.
that's true. That's true.
You
And
know?
I look at money as financial stability. I don't ever have to worry about something sudden coming up and now my life is upended.
Yeah. And I think that you're on the way. You're on your path by learning about crypto, by doing these streams and by investing in it. And I think that, give it a good 3 to 6 months. I think you'll be very, very happy with your portfolio.
Well, that is the hope. I definitely hope, because look, by the time I reach the age of 45, I talk about it a little bit, but since you understand like money and stuff, so there are businesses that I'm trying to start. There are connections that I spend my day making, because at 45, I want to be able to just wake up whenever I want to. I don't want to have to own an alarm clock. I want to be able to just come and go as I see fit. And technology lets me do a lot of business over the phone, so I don't have to be trapped in an office somewhere. So if I just feel like spending 6 months on a beach somewhere, I can do that.
Yeah, and and that's, to me, that's awesome. And I think that a lot of people have to understand that this is happening, and this is happening fast.
Mm-hmm.
And there's signs all around you. If you peep game, Topaz, I'm pretty sure you've seen them. These Bitcoin ATMs are popping up everywhere now.
Yep. They're getting ready. They're getting in place so that when it comes to that, they'll already have it available.
They have it available. And guess what, Topaz? You know what scares me? How so many people are sleeping on this.
Mm-hmm.
But I bet you if this was a big booty stream, that black women must submit to men, or how many, every 5 women to 1 man type of stream, we'd have 500 people here right now.
Yeah. Now, we had a decent amount earlier, but once you start pulling up the website, people checked out, and I get it. What I'm hoping is that they watch the replay, like maybe they needed a break or whatever. But if they don't, then they can't say that nobody ever told them. That's the point. I'm trying to bring information to our culture, so that way, this shouldn't be something that is kept from us. And at this point, it's not being kept. We're just not paying attention. We're not looking. They don't care.
Well, Topaz, and I sincerely mean this. I salute you for taking initiative, for at least like giving out this information, because and trust me, Topaz, there'll come a point where people will come on your channel and say, "Yo, why didn't you tell us sooner?" And you're gonna be like, "What you mean? I had Sydney Midtower on. I had Solo back on in October 6 months ago. I was trying to tell y'all then, and y'all didn't listen or pay attention." There will come a point where that's being said, because you know how I know. I remember in 2017 when I was talking about this, as I was telling you, people thought I was trying to pump a pyramid scheme or sell the mark of the beast. I mean, Topaz, you know how they get down in Black YouTube.
Yeah,
Mark of the
just
beast.
trusting anything that requires work.
Right. Well, guess what, Topaz? The same people criticizing me now are calling me behind the scenes, asking me for crypto advice.
Mm-hmm. See,
I can't make this up.
Well, you know what? Another thing, Solo TV. So money, yeah, that's one thing that our culture is not paying attention to. But the original point of my channel was for mental health. Like there are things that we know about mental health, but don't necessarily apply to us for our culture and our experiences. So I was talking about what Black people need to know. Not a whole lot of people interested in that, unless I'm willing to call somebody that they disagree with. If I'm willing to call them bipolar, or say that they're a narcissist, or say that they're histrionic, like that, that's when people will ask for it. But I do have some people, like I have a smaller channel, a smaller group of people who do come through regularly and are supportive. And I'd rather that over a channel with a million subs of people who just come there looking for arguments and gripes.
Yeah, and you know what, Topaz, I'm the same way, and that's why, like I said, you don't see me do the riffraff content that much anymore, right? I mean, I might still do it once in a blue moon to get people's attention or what have you, but that's why if you notice on my channel, 90% of my videos now are crypto or motivational related because I want people to wake up, particularly black men, because I don't want us to be left behind. Because I don't care what anybody, this is going to be the greatest wealth transfer ever. And guess what, Topaz? A lot of people are going to miss out.
Mm-hmm.
And me personally, if I do my due diligence and put out the information, if somebody gets mad at me, you can't get mad at me if I've been putting this out for 4 years, especially the last year. I've been putting it out damn near every video now.
Well, you
So
know what, Solo, they can get mad at me, but don't let that show in the interview because I will be hiring. I can say that. So, I mean, like your emotions, as long as you can handle that, then, because at this point, I don't know what else I would need to do.
Yeah. No, you're doing your due diligence, and I appreciate you. And, I mean, like I said, you're going to see one day you'll do a crypto stream and you'll have 200-300 people. You're like, whoa. And that's when things went mainstream, and now people are trying to play catch up. Unfortunately, that's how we work as a community. We're always late to the party, but we want the most food.
Exactly. And then willing to spend money on your wants and then beg for your needs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's just a miserable and chaotic lifestyle. And I don't understand how people find that fun.
Yeah, agreed.
But this has been amazing, Solo. Yes. Whenever you're available, we'll talk. We'll find out what your availability is for us to do a part 2. And then, I don't know. I'm thinking that maybe we can break down some of the actual stocks. Some, not stocks, but some of the coins like you were starting to get into here. And we did have one question. So Water Sniper asked if the stocks that are on Cash App are any good. Have we ever? I have not bought.
I don't really delve into stocks like that. Now I do have Tesla stock that I bought on Cash App. I've got some Amazon stock, and then I bought some Apple stock on Cash App. Typically, when I look at stocks, I look at technology stocks the most. That's why I like Tesla, right? But stocks is not really my expertise. However, when I look at stocks, just like I look at that's why I like the crypto so much, because a lot of it is based on new technology, right? I like to look at technology stocks, and that's why Apple is another one. If you look at Apple, they've been a monster in regards to the market for decades now. Even going back to the 80s, even. I mean, granted, in the 90s they didn't do so well, but then in the 2000s they picked it back up. You know what I'm saying? Tesla has done very, very well, especially in the last 5 years. So I'm a big fan of tech stocks. My recommendation would be, and this is not financial advice, but what I'm looking at, because what I'm going to do is, once I cash out on my crypto profits, I'm going to be looking at a lot of energy stocks because I think that's the future, right?
Right.
And I'm talking about energy. Look at it now. They're having where they're trying to pass laws where by 2030 all cars are going to be electric.
Yeah, and then they're giving a lot of cash back for you to install solar panels on your house too, and also the window panes.
Yeah. So people gotta, and I agree. So people have to look at energy stocks. I think energy stocks is going to be a big wave, especially in the next few years.
Oh, and appliances. They're making appliances now that are more green. So, you're getting incentives to everything that you purchase. If you're upgrading it, they want you to get the green version now. So that is something.
Yeah, appliances too. Another thing is, and this may sound crazy, but you're going to see space travel. And you're already noticing now, Topaz.
Yeah, didn't Jeff Bezos, didn't he ride a rocket
went to space, William Shatner? But companies that are dealing with space travel, I think in the next decade, that's going to become more huge because NASA is basically running out of money. So these other companies are trying to fund NASA, or they start their own company like SpaceX. But I think space companies are going to be huge in the next decade. So I'm definitely going to be looking to invest in those as well. So real estate, um, I'm looking into that. Energy stocks and space companies that deal with space travel. I think they're going to be huge. And if you get into the right one, I mean, that alone could make you a millionaire in the future. I really believe that. Because one thing about what people got to understand is people, Topaz, I thought they were capping, but these people are dead ass serious about colonizing Mars. And so, hey, I don't think we'll do it, but I think we could be able to travel there and explore there. And I think that when you have people like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos willing to spend billions of dollars to go into space, that's telling me something. See, one thing I always pay attention to, Topaz, is what are the rich people doing with their money?
Yeah,
What
where's
are they
the money
investing in?
going?
Yeah. So right now, these rich people, they are so bored, they want to go to space. Okay, cool. Then
Well,
let me
you know
throw
what?
some
I
money
don't
into
think it's
that.
bored. I think they know that we're depleting everything out of the earth right now. So, they live a life of comfortableness and convenience. And so I do feel like they know that we're going to be in dire straits in a little bit. And so therefore, they're just trying to make sure that they have the leg up. They're the first ones to be able to survive.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, well, we definitely going to do a part two. I think part two, I'm going to talk more about the wallet storage too with you, because
Okay.
that's very important. A lot of people are sleeping on that. So, um, I definitely want to talk about that on part two. We're going to talk about how to store your cryptos safely on a cold storage wallet and all of that as well. So yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because here it's 9:29. So and then I also have to get up early in the morning. So thank you so
Yeah.
much though.
Yeah.
Just let me know what your availability is. We'll get that scheduled. And I do want to thank you for coming over with the information, very professional and prepared. I want to thank everybody that came into the chat, hit the Cash App, that hit the like button on your way in. As always, if you guys have any
Wait.
yes.
Wait, you get super chats here or no?
No, I got one super chat. I read it out.
Hold on a second. Let me why isn't your channel popping up for me? Because I got you notified. Because you are monetized, right?
No.
Oh, you're not?
Oh, Cash App, not super chat.
Okay. All right. I got you. Okay.
So
Okay,
no,
no. That's all I was asking. Hold on a second. I'm a Cash App you something.
Oh, now see, information and Cash Apps and support of the channel. That's amazing, Solo TV.
Buy you some crypto.
Yeah, exactly. Since I already have Bitcoin, I think I'm gonna get something else. So we're gonna be watching me diversify my portfolio in real time.
Yeah, I mean that's dope. And are you using Coinbase, or what do you use besides Cash App?
No, I just only was using Cash App. So I
Okay.
gotta I definitely gotta step up my crypto game. That's why I'm asking these questions.
All right. Well, we gonna get you on Coinbase. You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't get me wrong. Cash App is cool.
Well, it started out, like in the first time that I did it just by myself, I did it because it was available,
Yeah.
So that's one thing, is getting the word out. It was easily accessible.
Right. Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, thank you for having me.
No
And
problem at all.
I hope you have a good evening.
Okay, you do the same. And
All right.
we'll be coming back for part 2.
All right. Peace.
Peace. And so everybody, thank y'all so much. Please catch the replay, hit the like button. If you find something interesting in here and you get some crypto and you get make money, I'm gonna require about 10% of that. Okay, just because, right? Because y'all didn't know before y'all came over here. So anyway, thank everybody for showing up. Catch y'all another time. Have a good Sunday evening.